Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia, between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the visiting VCU Rams. Welcome into the broadcasting booth today. I'm Nick Brown, my partner joining beside me, as always, Aidan Butler. We've got a good in-state clash. You can't say rivalry. These two teams have not met since 2014, in which the Rams swept the Hokies here exactly at English Field 2-0.
Yeah, and again, two teams that haven't played since 2014, but you feel like in these in-state games, there's still every team feels like they give a little bit extra. Some of these guys probably played each other before in high school. Some of them maybe even went to the same school together. And this is a situation where anything could happen. The Hokies coming in ranked number 18th in the land, coming off of 2 straight wins over ranked ACC opponents. Series wins, I might add. But the VCU Rams, they've been really hot as of recent.
4 straight wins for the Rams, 5-1 since starting the season, 0-4. They've also scored 57 runs. You heard that correctly, 57 in the last 4 games. 4 home runs from the star himself, Tyler Locklear. He's had 4 home runs and 12 RBIs as well this season. 5 home runs on the season total, 4 in those last 4 wins for the Rams.
Yeah, and of course, that's a big piece for the Rams. Had his third straight home run during the VMI game for them a couple days ago, and he also earned Atlantic 10 honors as a freshman. And this VCU team, they were picked to win the Atlantic 10 for baseball this year.
Yeah, that's Locklear's twice. He's been named Rookie of the Week. He was named Rookie in 2020. Of course, that season got cut short, so everybody that was a freshman last year is a freshman this year. And for the Hokies, they have come off 2 monstrous ACC-ranked wins. They went 2-1 at Miami a week and a half ago, and then this past weekend, they defeated the UNC Tar Heels 2-1 as well here in English Field.
Yeah, and of course, those are very big wins, both for momentum and just standings in general. Virginia Tech currently sits at number 2 in the Coastal Division behind 8-3 Georgia Tech. And there has been a massive buzz around this team in Blacksburg given these past few weeks.
Yeah, crowd only limited to 1,000 fans, yet filled out. Few fans trickling still into the game. Not as big of a crowd as the past weekend. Of course, it's a Tuesday afternoon. The students still have class. And, of course, people still at work. Still a decent crowd here has made their way into the bleachers of English Field. No one on the hill to catch home run balls today. However, the Hokies wearing their home white pinstripes that they wore against UNC in the Friday win with maroon undershirts, maroon socks. And for the VCU Rams, they're all gray uniforms trimmed in black and gold. Both managers, manager Chef and manager Stifler for the Rams, make their way back to their benches. And we are 7 minutes away from the opening pitch. Aidan, I hear you've got the starting lineups.
Your starting lineups today for the VCU Rams. Number first in batting order will be number 2, Michael Haydak, the sophomore and second baseman, coming in in the second batting position. Number 28, Tyler Locklear, who we just mentioned, at third baseman. Position 3, Liam Hibbett, the junior, number 16, and number 4, Jack Schroeder, left fielder, number 19. Number 5 in the batting order, Logan Amiss, the right fielder, number 21. Number 6 in the order is number 1, Stephen Carpenter, the first baseman. Number 7 is number 15, Hunter Vey, the catcher. Think I'm calling football for a second. Position order number 8 is number 3, the shortstop, Connor Hughesjack. And finally, number 9 is number 8, center fielder Hogan Brown. And the pitcher for today is Mason Delane, the freshman. Now for the Virginia Tech Hokies, another electrifying player we just mentioned, Jack Hurley. He is first in batting order, the center fielder at number 31. Number 2 in that order, Gavin Cross, number 19, the right fielder. Coming up at third is TJ Rumfield, number 7 and first baseman. Coming up at number 4, Tanner Schobel, number 8 in the shortstop. Number 5, Kevin Madden, number 26, the third baseman. Number 6, Cade Swisher. Number 11. Next up at 7th, Jonah Seegers, number 37, the left fielder. Up next at number 8, it's Cade Hunter, number 17, and the catcher. And finally at number 9, it's number 32, second baseman Lucas Donlin. And the pitcher for today, Ryan Okuda, who came in relief and won that first game for the Hokies in the series over UNC 10-6.
Yep, Ryan Okuda with a 3.86 ERA coming into the season. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and when we come back, we have the first pitch between the two Commonwealth teams, the visiting VCU Rams and the homestanding Virginia Tech Hokies. Hello, baseball fans. Welcome into English Field tonight for the matchup of a Tuesday afternoon in Blacksburg, Virginia, between the homestanding Virginia Tech Hokies and the visiting VCU Rams. It's a cool and beautiful 64 degrees out, few clouds covering the air, Enter Sandman blasting in the PAs. A few students have piled in to the rowdy crowd here on the gorgeous Virginia Tech campus. Hello everybody, welcome into the broadcasting booth today. I am Nick Brown, joined alongside by my wonderful partner as always, Aidan Butler. We've got a good one for you today. Commonwealth Clash. Virginia Tech coming off of 2 big ACC series wins. VCU with 4 straight wins in which they have scored 57 runs. Michael Haydak will step up to the plate. And Ryan Okuda will be starting pitcher tonight for Virginia Tech. Coming in with a 3.86 ERA. Haydak steps up to the plate with a .279 batting average today as well. It'll be a good duel between the pitching and the high-scoring Rams. It'll be defense versus offense tonight, won't it, Aidan?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Virginia Tech broke the all-time strikeout record for their team since joining the ACC against the Tar Heels. All the pitchers for the Hokies were very instrumental today. It's going to be Okuda for at least the first portion of the game. He's been effective. He's been effective when he has played this season, so it should be a very interesting game today.
Haydak steps up to the plate, hoists the bat above his head. Okuda stares him down from the only dirt on the field. Rest is AstroTurf. The first pitch right down the alley, and it is a strike, count 0-1 on a fastball. Ryan Okuda, 5 strikeouts on the season, gets the first strike there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Right down middle, crowd boos the ump's decision, and it's going to be 1-1 count.
Okuda is 2-0 in starts this year.
Okuda, another windup and another pitch for the 1-1 count, and it's now going to be 2-1 as another ball is called. That ball went a little high into the glove of Cade Hunter, the starting catcher tonight for the Hokies. Michael Haydak, the transfer from Pasco Hernando State College. Another fastball goes high, and the count is now 3-1. Okuda with 3 straight balls, and Haydak has yet to swing. Another pitch right down the alley, and that's a strike, and it's a full count here in the first inning of tonight's game.
Yeah, what you were talking about, this Rams team has a knack for getting home runs and racking up points, so a strikeout here, the very first part of the game, would be huge.
Here's the pitch, and it is cranked down the right field line. It's going to be a foul ball. Sprinting over to it and could not make the hop the fence and make the grab was TJ Rumfield. It will be a foul ball, and Haydak will have another crack at it.
Rumfield making one heck of an effort, ran into knee-high wall on that one, but the only person who would have got it is someone standing in the English Field patio area.
Another pitch by Okuda, 3-2 count, and this one's drilled down the center field. Going back is Hurley, and he makes the easy snag, and there's the first out of the game. Hurley making it look like routine.
What do we say? VCU, a very versatile team, a team that can get on you in a hurry and certainly can rack up points. So that's going to be good for team momentum, and for the small crowd that is here, very first batter up, and it's an out.
Now stepping up to the plate is the star for VCU, Tyler Locklear. 4 home runs in the last 4 games. Okuda's pitch, it's low and to the right, and it's a ball. Tyler Locklear was just named Rookie of the Week in the A10 yesterday. It's the second time he has earned that honor. Earned it last year as well in 2020. Okuda's second on the 1-0 count makes it 2-0 with another ball. Only 2 strikes thrown by Okuda in the first 2 batters.
Locklear leads this Rams team in hits with 12.
Okuda's second pitch, and it is hit right over our heads for a foul ball, the first strike, and the count is 2-1. Locklear wanted that one, and he cranked it up and over the overhang of English Field.
Yeah, and that one went all the way over the top of the stadium. Someone might want to warn any planes incoming for Blacksburg Regional Airport just across the way.
Okuda's 2-1 pitch is low again, and it's 3-1 count. Locklear sitting on that one. Locklear is batting .500 in the last 4 games, .289 average on the season. Swing and a miss there. It was tipped, actually, and it will be a 3-2 count on Okuda's fastball.
No, it was very high into the right. Hunter didn't even have a shot at it.
And it looked as if it was tipped by Locklear. Full count here as the claps begin to start in the stadium. A rowdy bunch today as Okuda's pitch goes low, and Locklear will walk to first base, entering it today.
His 10th of the season.
Yeah, it's his 10th walk of the year. Now stepping up to the plate for the Rams is number 16, Liam Hibbett, the designated hitter on tonight's team. Liam Hibbett, New York native, batting .393. Okuda's first. It's going to be a 1-0 count as he threw that one low into the right on a slider. Okuda stares down Cade Hunter looking for the signal, and Liam Hibbett will look to try to read this pitch. Preseason baseball All-American. And that second pitch is fouled right behind him and into the net behind home plate. Count 1-1. Liam Hibbett's 28 at-bats this season, 8 games. He's got 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 home runs on the year. 12 RBIs to add to that pretty impressive count through 10 games. A low pitch there makes the count 2-1, and Okuda throwing a lot of balls early tonight. This afternoon.
Throwing a lot of balls. A lot of them a little bit low, though.
Okuda again, the left-hand southpaw pitcher for the Hokies. Steps up, winds up, and another low fastball. Makes the count 3-1. Okuda trying to dust off his rust, if you may. As Hibbett again points the bat to the outfield, hoists it above his head. Okuda looks to first base, throws it, and it is hit. It's going to drop down into center field. Hurley will have to grab it, and both runners stop at first and second. That's Haydak, Locklear, and now Hibbett's on first and second. Hurley with the good play, and the first hit of the game is in the way of the Rams.
That's Hibbett's 12th hit of the year now. And not sure about it. Not sure on that one. Hurley looked like he was going to come up under and get the easy out, but he slowed down, maybe lost sight of it for a second.
Number 19, Jack Schroeder, the left fielder, steps up to the plate, right-hand hitter, batting .269. This season, Okuda looks back to second, throws one down the alley, and it's low. And the count will now be 1-0 batters. Runners on first and second. Hurley on second, and on first is Hibbett. Okuda again stares down his opponent. And Schroeder will read the pitch and hit right into the back of the net. And the count's now 1-1. Schroeder entering tonight with 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 home runs on the season as well. He's played in 9 games. This is his 10th appearance. Pretty darn good season as well. 5 walks, 7 RBIs. He's got man on scoring position at second currently, and that's Locklear. Kuda looks back, throws one, and that's another ball, 2-1. A change up there, 78 miles an hour. Again, couldn't have been a more perfect weather for tonight's game. Okuda count 2-1, runners on first and second. Locklear at second, Hibbett's at first. Batting is Schroeder. Jack Schroeder calls time, gets a little heckled from the crowd, steps back up to the plate, wields his bat. Okuda steps up, fires one down, and it's tipped again to the net, and the count is now 2-2.
Very crucial next few sequences here. Okuda trying to knock that rust off a little bit. He has pitched. Originally came in today pitching 3 walks to first, now with his 4th today. And last thing you want here is in the top of the first inning, Rams with loaded bases.
Hokies with only 1 out in the top of the first. Runners on first and second for the Rams. Crowd gets rowdy, and a strikeout in the first K of the night for the Hokies as Schroeder is retired to the dugout.
And that's Okuda's 6th strikeout of the season. And when we talk about very crucial sequence, that should certainly help build his confidence here and knock some of that rust off that we were talking about.
Logan Amiss now steps up for the Rams. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Locklear the star at second, and at first is Hibbett. Logan Amiss, Powhatan, Virginia native, not far from VCU at Powhatan High School. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. A little oohs and ahs from the crowd as that ball ducked and dived underneath the bat. Logan Amiss, 12 hits, 13 runs in 10 games this year. 5 RBIs as well, no home runs. The southpaw hitting and cracks the bat deep into left field, and an easy out is made, and that will end the inning. Jonah Seegers with the excellent grab, and that will switch things up as the Hokies head to the dugout. So do the Rams, and VCU's defense will enter the field.
Seegers, calm and cool on that one. Just a routine play like you make in practice, and effective as Haydak was making a break for home. So crucial catch there by Seegers. Great opening defense by the Hokies. A little bit of a scare there near the middle, but ultimately Okuda stepped up to the challenge. And again, great defense to start off by the Hokies.
Okuda with 1 strikeout, Hurley with a grab in center field, and Seegers with an out in left field as well. Now starting pitcher for the Rams is number 33, Delane, Mason Delane. He enters tonight with 3 appearances. This will be his 3rd start of the season. He's pitched 10.1 innings this year. He's got a 2.61 ERA, only 3 earned runs allowed on the season, and he also has 7 strikeouts. He will face the tough Jack Hurley, who's been absolutely on fire for Virginia Tech recently.
Yeah, again, Jack Hurley was player of the game was player of the game in the second game of the series against UNC, and was very instrumental these past few days for the Hokies. A freshman that a lot of people are very excited about.
Yep, Jack Hurley with a very productive series against UNC. 5 hits, 7 RBIs. He had his first career home run as well Friday night in the Virginia Tech 10-6 victory over the Tar Heels. Virginia Tech was ranked 24th entering this week and bumped up 6 spots to 18th. Hosting an in-state opponent, VCU. I'm Nick Brown. He's Aidan Butler here on 3304 Sports. Man, it's a perfect day in Blacksburg.
Oh, absolutely perfect. What better day could you have in Blacksburg? The weather just about perfect in the low 60s. So not too hot, not too cold either. Little bit of clouds in the sky, but still that blue sky peeking through. This is essential. This is textbook definition of a beautiful day in Blacksburg, Virginia.
Jack Hurley averaging .296 on the season, gets his name called and cheered on by the Virginia Tech faithful. A fairly large student section in attendance tonight, all on their feet. And boy, did they harass the VCU Rams offense. Hurley steps up, the southpaw hitter. Throwing one down Main Street there was Delane, and it's a strike, making it an 0-1 count. Hurley did not swing at all. And that was a heater right there. Mason Delane again stares down his catcher. Hunter Vay throws one, and it's tipped into the back of the net. Hurley hit one into the home plate net, and the count is now 0-2. First airplane of the night flies over English Field, and boy, do the students make sure the other team knows about it.
Nifty little, get a little flyover for today's action.
Mason Delane's second pitch there is high and right, and that's the first ball, making the count 1-2. Delane again, stepping up at the mound. Only dirt on the field in English Field. A chip shot by Hurley goes into the hills to the left on third base line, and at another foul ball. Count still 1-2, a souvenir for a young boy as he jogs back to his family. Delane winds up, throws with the right hand, and another Hurley tip. Exact same place. This one's a little higher and couldn't make the grab, was a fan, and he gets booed.
Oh, that's a tough one. That one bounced over the fence. If he wants to get that ball, he's going to have to buy himself another ticket.
Hurley stepped into it but didn't swing, and good eye there makes the count 2-2. Mason Delane
coming in with 7 strikeouts on the season.
Yeah. On base average, .326 season, pretty darn good. And a crank right. A grounder is picked up and scooped up and thrown to Stephen Carpenter at first base, and Hurley is out for the first out of the inning.
Hughes Jack, the shortstop, came up to get that one. Looked like great composure there. Looked like he bobbled it a little bit, but still successful in getting it to Carpenter at first base.
Hurley was not quick enough, and still a good hit into the dirt, Astro Field here at English Field, in Atlantic Union Bank Stadium. Mason Delane throws one down the alley, and the first strike on Gavin Cross is called. 83-mile-an-hour fastball.
Gavin Cross coming into today with 10 hits to his name on the season, 8 RBIs.
Delane, and that's
Speak
a hit
of the
by
devil.
Cross. It is down and hits the back of the field, right in center field, rounding second, and he holds up as he pokes that ball right into center field, and it got away into the back wall.
All right, make that 11 hits on the season for Gavin Cross. Perfect position, not too high that the center fielder Brown could get a good angle on it. Took a little bounce just past that maroon and orange VT logo in center field. And great wheels by Cross, too. Got him all the way to second base.
Yep, Cross now in scoring position as Runfield will step up to the plate for the Hokies. Delane looks at Cross, waits, fires, and there's the first strike. That was dead center. Gavin Cross on the season now. That's his 4th double of the year. 11th hit of the season as well. Delane checks the ball, holds it. Rumfield stares at him, and a high rising ball makes it 1-1 count, 1 out. Cross at second base.
Cross still yet to steal a base this season, so I'm sure he's thinking about it right now. Communication is crucial here between Delane and Haydak.
Delane, the right-hand pitcher, looks, fires, and a swing and a miss for TJ Rumfield. As that ball dodged the bat of TJ. Count 1-2, 1 out. Cross for the Hokies at second base. 1 out on the bottom of the first. Hokies and Rams still knotted up at 0. Another high rising ball by Delane makes the count 2-2. A little bit slower that time at 79 miles an hour. English Field, Atlantic Union Bank gets rowdy for the 2-2 count. Delane looks down at the dirt, looks back at Cross, who's tempting him, fires, and the ball is tipped by Rumfield into the dugout, making it still 2-2 off that foul ball. A few fans packed into the hill behind the scoreboard, hoping for some home run balls.
Rumfield coming into today with 3 home runs on the season.
Cross looked to steal. Rumfield cracked one, and an error is going to be made at third base, and Rumfield scampers his way to first. Third baseman tonight for the Rams, Tyler Locklear, the star, couldn't make the grounder and bobbled it, meaning TJ gets the first, and Cross remains at second.
Talk about a crucial drop. First error of the night. It's Tanner Schobel up to bat now. He was also very instrumental for the Hokies over UNC.
Yep, 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, a triple, and 2 home runs versus UNC. Including his first career on Friday night. Delane to pitch it now, the right-hand hitter. And Cross made him think and pause.
Again, Cross still yet to steal a base this season, but still in scoring position now, so very risk-reward territory here if you're Gavin Cross.
Delane gets heckled and booed after pausing there. Delane fires one, and there's a strike right down the middle, count 0-1. Cross really playing with Delane's mind right now. Rumfield remaining on first as well. Hokies with only 1 out. Score 0-0 in the bottom of the first here in Atlantic Union Bank on 3304 Sports. I'm Nick Brown. He's Aidan Butler. Thank you for tuning in. Delane continues to look back at Cross. Cross went to go for it, and Delane threw one high. Count 1-1. Cross really messing with Delane there at second base. Hunter Vay and Delane really want to talk right now as Cross is dangerously close to trying to steal. A grounder, and Cross makes his run to third. Did he get there? No, he's out. Tyler Locklear makes up for his error and tags Cross out at third.
Heck of an effort by Cross. Locklear wasn't on base when the ball got to him. Locklear trying to dive for it, but still couldn't get it. And we were talking about that risk reward there, and Cross still a 0 on that stolen bases stat.
More on the risk of the reward on that one, am I right? Delane fires one, and that was really inside, dangerously close to Schobel. And the count is now 3-1. Schobel from Williamsburg, Virginia. Actually went to the same high school that my grandparents attended. Schobel smacks one into right field. VCU Rams converging, but it drops in the middle of them. Rounding to third is Rumfield, and that will be Schobel staying at first. Hokies with now 3 hits on the game.
Don't know if that's miscommunication, but great recognition there by Tanner Schobel. The Rams took a little bit of a leftward shift in their defense and left a wide open patch of grass over there at the right gap.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Hokies is third baseman Kevin Madden. Kevin at the plate this season, averaging .306. Delane now has to worry about first and third. 2 outs for the Hokies, and a pitch thunders down Main Street, and it'll be a ball.
Madden had 2 big RBIs in the Saturday game, the 6-4 victory over UNC.
Madden's father played baseball at UVA and is actually first cousins with former NFL star Joe Flacco.
Very, very fitting name, Madden, then.
Yeah. Started all 50 games as a freshman 2 years ago in 2019. And throwing back to first as Delane. Crowd gives him some talk for that. Rumfield at third, and at first is still Schobel.
Schobel still has yet to steal a base this season as well. The only 2 Hokies starters that have successfully stolen base this season are Madden and Seegers.
Madden smacks that one. That one looked like it was coming right at us, but the net stopped it, and the count is now 1-1. Kevin Madden out of Glenwood, Maryland. Like you said, 5 hits, 5 RBIs in the series versus UVA.
UNC,
I'm sorry. Read my game note that his dad was UVA. I got him mixed up there. Delane playing some smart baseball at the pitching position tonight. Throws it inside. Looking to fire back was Hunter Vey. Schobel did not make a break for second. Count now 2-1. 2 outs for the Hokies. Runners on first and third. Score 0-0 here in the bottom of the first.
And the Rams leaving a very open gap right around second base.
Delane fires one, and the crack of the bat signals a moonshot back in center field. No one will score as an easy grab is made by Hogan Brown, ending the first inning of play here at Atlantic Union Bank. We're going to step aside for a quick break. You're listening to the Hokies and VCU Rams here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to the top of the second here at Atlantic Union Bank in Blacksburg, Virginia, home of the Virginia Tech Hokies, the 18th ranked Hokies, hosting today the visiting in-state rival VCU Rams. Stepping up to the plate for the Rams here in the top of the second is Stephen Carpenter. Okuda fires one right down the middle, and a strike on the first pitch of the second inning.
Hokies coming in leading the series against the VCU Rams 41-29 overall.
Okuda did not allow a run in the first inning, only 1 hit as well. A ball is called on the second pitch. It is now 1-1 count. Stephen Carpenter waits, and another pitch. That one goes high, and the count is now 2-1.
These 2 squads have also split the series 5-5 over the last 10 games.
Stephen Carpenter led VCU last year in batting average at .393. Another high pitch by Okuda makes the count 3-1. Yet to swing is Carpenter, who has had 1 run, 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and only 1 walk in 8 games this season.
Has been struck out 3 times as well.
A grounder is made by a shortstop and thrown over to Rumfield at first, and there's the first out of the inning.
Great recognition by Schobel there. Took a little bounce there, but he was Johnny on the spot with it, and routine play to Rumfield.
That's the best part about this AstroTurf is, every ball is going to bounce true as compared to grass, where you never know if it's going to hit a weird rock or bump. 1 out. Kuda fires, and that ball is mauled into deep right field, and rounding the bases is Hunter Vey to second, and he gets a clean double for the Rams.
Almost perfect positioning there by Vey. One of those balls there you couldn't tell. Was it going to be foul ball, or was it going to stay in bounds? And not Rumfield, but Gavin Cross, the right fielder, had to make a go at it in a very long pass to Donlin on second base.
Hunter Vey earns his 5th hit of the season, 2nd double. Now sits at second, 1 out, and now for the Rams is Connor Hugesack. Okuda and a bunt. Getting to first and third are the Rams cleanly. Great play by Huchak. And sitting now at third is Vay. The Rams playing some smart baseball in the top of the second.
And Hunter's going to talk about it a little bit now with Okuda. A great bunt, though, by Huchak. Madden had to come up for that one and couldn't stay home on third to try and get out the runner.
Rounding out the lineup is now the center fielder, Hogan Brown. He steps up the southpaw hitter. Okuda waiting to fire and throws back to first. Brown with 5 runs, 9 hits on the season, averaging 29. Collegiate baseball freshman All-American. Last year, or 2 years ago, was named A-10 second and all-rookie team. The junior, Okuda, throws back to first. And wanting to make a break for it is Connor Huchak. Having to slide back to first. Back-to-back throws. Okuda lets his arm dangle. Hogan Brown awaits the pitch. Led team as a freshman at .344 batting average. Went to Cox High School in Virginia Beach. And the pitch by Okuda.
Brown looking to mimic his teammate Huchak there. Came up like it was going to be a bunt, but missed it.
1-0 count as that pitch was called a ball. And Okuda again dangling his arm at the pitcher's mound. Hogan Brown will hoist the bat above his head and swings it back and forth. Okuda looks to first and takes a second to wait. Connor Huchak has really been wanting to make a break to second, and if he did, that might leave Vay open to run down and get a chance to score. Sacrifice bunt attempt goes foul, and the count is now 1-1. Rumfield made the smart play to run to first. Run to home. That was my fault. Rumfield saunters his way back to first base. And Cade Hunter calls time to throw some signs at Okuda.
Already the third bunt attempt of the day. If you're ninth-year head coach Sean Stifler, you're on the road against a ranked in-state opponent. You're going to pull out the stops.
Ryan Okuda, the junior, has had 3 hits allowed in the first 2 innings, and he throws back to first again. He entered this season sitting 7th all-time and fewest walks per inning. He's allowed 1. He is averaging 2.9 entering 2021. Finished 2019 with the best ERA ever at Texans, joining the ACC at 1.69. There's a high fastball, making the count 2-1. Sitting at home, still Hogan Brown. Attempted a bunt that went astray. Sitting at first and third for the Rams, only 1 out. Count 2-1. Throws a pitch, Okuda, and that ball is ripped down to right field, and scoring is Vay. Advancing to second is Huchak, who had the monster single to spring Huchak to third. And advancing to first is Hogan Brown. Now back to the top of the lineup for the Rams is Michael Haydak. Rams on the board first time tonight, 1-0. They lead at the top of the second.
Perfect place ball there by Brown.
Both back-to-back hits placed in the right field. Haydak calls time. And checks his wrist, steps back up to the plate. Okuda staring him down from the mound. Looks back to second. There's runners on first and second for the Rams. Count 0-0.
The Hokies have backed off a little bit. I'm not sure You want to do that if you're TJ Rumfield on Brown, who does have 4 stolen bases this season.
Now it's 1-0. Haydak pushes one right in foul territory, and the count is 0-1. In the first inning, he went 0 for 1 at the plate. And Okuda will look to throw an 0-1 pitch, score 1-0. VCU on an RBI by Brown just moments earlier. There's a strike right down the middle, and the count is now 0-2. Again, Okuda has the chance to gain the second out of the game and a second strikeout of the game. Second out of the inning, my bad. Runners first and second. That one is rushing down the first base line, but it eventually falls foul, and the count will remain 0-2. Haydak really wanted to rip that one down the first base line. That would have probably scored Connor Hugesack, who's sitting at second. At first is Brown, who got the RBI to send Hunter Vay home. Okuda pitches one, and it drills right in the left foot. Haydak, who hobbles his way to first. That does not feel good if you get hit with a ball like that.
And you're in the danger zone now if you're the Hokies. Bases loaded for the Rams, and this is a Hokie team that is very resilient, has come back, managed to come back from down a couple of runs in their most recent endeavors against Miami and UNC, but you don't want to be down 5-0. You don't want to be down 5-0 right during the second inning.
Yeah, all 4 ACC wins have been comeback victories. They've had 5 total comeback wins on the season. A meeting at the mound with the manager and rest of the infield calls Okuda. And Virginia Tech, like you said, not in a dangerous position. VCU in the dangerous position, but Virginia Tech really needs to start playing smart. Only 1 out, and Okuda is he hasn't really pitched, his top quality these first 2 innings.
No, and again, that goes back. He hasn't pitched since the first game of the series against UNC last Friday. Did come in relief and win that game for the Hokies. But again, he's going to have to get in the groove at some point or he will be pulled. And Hokies have a very nice bullpen of pitchers. You've got a lot of guys that managed to step up over the weekend against UNC. Chris Gerard comes to mind, as well as Graham Faraved.
And they immediately call. And Xander Hamilton will now step up to the plate for Virginia Tech. He's only made 1 appearance and only pitched 1 inning this season. Only his second appearance, and that's a quick change, as you were hinting at just moments earlier.
And like you said, a big position for Hamilton, the freshman. You said only his second appearance this season. He's not going to want to throw away his shot here.
He hit only 1 inning. Freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, from Needham Broughton High School. Made his college debut last season in March against Bryant as a pinch hitter. He went 0 for 1. He's only pitched once this season. He did have 1 strikeout against William & Mary last year.
And like a lot of teams last season, things were looking up for a lot of teams last season. The Hokies baseball was no exception. Won 11 of their first 16 games before the season was inevitably called off.
Hamilton's only appearance was 2 days ago against UNC. Only pitched 15 balls. Stepping back up to the plate for VCU, Tyler Locklear now with bases loaded. The man who's had 4 home runs in the last 4 games that all eventually ended in wins. Hamilton throws a heater right down the middle, and there's a strike.
And the Hokie faithful president got to be sitting on pins and needles right now. Bases loaded with Locklear, the home run leader of this team, at bat.
Only 1 out as well. Rams already lead 1-0. Hamilton, who he said has only made 1 appearance 2 days ago and on the season. A ball crushed back to center field, trying to make the stop is Hurley, and what a snag at the wall.
No, looks like he
dropped
it.
It did get over. And there's your grand salami for VCU coming in to Atlantic Union Bank and leads 5-0 against the 18th ranked Hokies.
Man, you cannot script it any better than that. The perfect situation. Your home run leader, bases loaded, and a grand slam. What a start by the Rams.
Holy cow. Tyler Locklear with now 5 home runs in the last 5 games and gives his Rams a huge advantage early in the game today. Went right and up over Hurley's glove. I thought he had snagged it. Thank you for pointing that out. That would have been very embarrassing if we went on too long without that. But Hurley thought he had it, and it just went over him. Hamilton throws a pitch now for Liam Hibbett. And the count is 1-0. Hibbett had a nice double in the first inning. Hamilton cocks one back, fires, and Hibbett almost went for it. And the count will now remain at 2-0.
He's going to have to dig deep here. Again, all their ACC wins have been comebacks, but still very early in the game, but still only 1 out at the top of the second inning.
Liam Hibbett's the designated hitter today. New York City native. Strike is called on the 3rd pitch. Count 2-1. Hibbett's the transfer from Salisbury School in Connecticut, and a swing and a miss there on the 4th pitch, making the count 2-2. Hamilton trying to close out the inning. Only 1 out still remains. Okuda was pulled right before the grand slam. A ball drilled right down the first base line, and a foul ball is called. Count remains 2-2. Xander Hamilton, only 1 appearance against UNC earlier, stepped in. His 2nd pitch goes yard by Locklear to give the Rams a 5-0 lead. Another foul ball, this time over the 3rd baseline, keeping the count still at 2-2. Locklear again just moments earlier. 5 home runs in the last 5 games. Rams lead the Hokies 5-0 in the top of the 2nd. Only 1 out. Almost a wild pitch was stopped expertly by Hunter. And the 3rd ball makes it a full count. Hibbett, who had a double in the 1st inning, steps up at a full count, gets clapped at. Hamilton fires one and into the dirt, making it the 4th ball, and the Hokies pitching slow out of the gates.
I'll say Okuda did close off with only 1 hit in the 1st inning, but VCU threw a lot at him, like 3 bunts. They played very crafty, this VCU Rams team, and Hamilton, the freshman, a lot going against him. Only his 2nd appearance this season and his 2nd pitch of grand slam. So Hokies going to have to dig deep here.
Coach Stifler has been on a roll with his Rams recently. Hamilton's 1st pitch fires right down Main Street, and it's a strike. At first is Hibbett, and now to bat is Jack Schroeder. Schroeder steps up, the right-hand hitter, pitched at him by the right-hand pitcher, Xander Hamilton. Schroeder, the junior, tipped it, and a foul ball is called. 2 0-2 is the count. Xander Hamilton, the freshman, well, I guess you could say second-year freshman, as he got that pushed off as the season was cut short last year due to COVID-19. Glad to see fans back in the stadium. Hamilton throws back to first at Rumfield, and making a slide back was Hibbett, and he was safe by a mile. Hibbett's tempting to make a break for second. Looking back over his left shoulder is Hamilton. Looks to wind it up, does, and it's going to be the first ball of the count, making it 1-2. Only one out still for Virginia Tech's defense. The score 5-0 in favor of VCU over the 18th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Nick Brown. He's Aidan Butler. In the beautiful day of Blacksburg baseball. Hamilton fires one again, and that one's low, making the count 2-2.
Sun's finally starting to peek through onto English Field here.
As the temperature will soon decrease as that shade will start to set over the rest of the stadium. Hamilton again looks back at first. Hibbett wants to run, but doesn't yet. Hamilton throws right down and strikes out Schroeder, who saunters over to the dugout.
A much-needed confidence booster there for Xander Hamilton. Again, only second pitch of the game, and it's a grand slam. Puts the Hokies in a very deep hole here, but all hope is not lost with his first strikeout of the game there.
Stepping up, Logan Amiss, who struck out in the first inning. Hamilton at the mound, throws, and that one's just a bit outside. And the early pitch making it 0-1 count. VCU leading 5-0 here in the top of the second off of a grand slam by Locklear. That's his fourth home run of the season. Who has been on a tear, fifth home run in the last 5 games. Another ball, this time thrown into the dirt, makes it 2-0 count, 2 outs. Runner for VCU at first. That's Hibbett still sitting there after being walked to first. VCU winning their last 4 games. 57 runs have been scored in those last 4 games. There's an excellent play by Rumfield, who stopped the ball at first and just trotted over to the bag to tag out a miss. What a play to end the top of the inning, and a much-needed highlight reel play for the Hokies.
Much needed is an understatement. I was checking the stats. I was checking the stats there of most recent. Had 12 hits coming into today, and that got me thinking he must be due for a 13th. Got it there, but Rumfield, cool, confident slide, and just said, "I'll do this one myself," taking that easy stroll to first base.
Got on his knees, snagged it, and now we change up here in the inning. Hokies have some work to do. They trail 5-0. They've had 5 comeback victories, and all 4 of their ACC wins this season coming off of comebacks.
And again, they were down, went 2-1, first series win. First time the Hokies have ever won the series against UNC. And Miami. This past weekend, especially against UNC, Tech got down in all 3 games, and while the third one would still ultimately get away from them, both times they were able to come back and take the lead.
Winning the first game 10-6, and the second one 6-4.
Then dropping the final one 9-6. Hokies are led by head coach John Sheff, 65-67 overall, his 4th year as head man of the Hokies. In his 16th year coaching overall, does have 7 NCAA berths. Still looking for his first one here at Virginia Tech.
Previously at Maryland for a few seasons. They had a pair of 7-game winning streaks in 2019 and 2020, and a 10-game winning streak in 2020 before the season was cut short due to the nasty virus that we never like to talk about anymore.
Well, you wouldn't know there was one, would you? The fans are finally back in the stands here in Blacksburg. It's a beautiful sight.
Yep, masks still on, separated a few every now and then, but for the most part, good to see friends enjoying some ballpark hot dogs, enjoying America's game.
And tickets have gone in a hurry for a lot of the games this season. The first game of the series against UNC, tickets were gone in 5 minutes.
And the second was in a minute and a half for the students. Cade Swisher, the designated hitter tonight, steps up to the plate. And the first pitch thrown by Delane makes the count 1-0. Cade Swisher from Chesterfield, Virginia, struck out twice versus UNC on Sunday.
Still has yet to notch a hit this season.
Scored his first collegiate run versus Marshall last year. He does have 4 walks. But you're right, still searching for that first hit of the year. 8 at-bats, 1 run. 3 starts, 4 games. That one's tipped into the net, and the count is 1-2. Virginia Tech again trailing 5-0 to the visiting VCU Rams.
Courtesy of Atlantic 10 Player of the Week, Tyler Locklear.
Yep, 4 home runs entering tonight in the last 4 games. Gets a grand slam. Swing and a miss by Swisher. It's into the dirt, and he is picked off at first with ease. And there's the first out of the bottom of the second. Now stepping up for Virginia Tech, number 37, Jonah Seegers, who had a pretty productive weekend against UNC himself.
Yeah, very instrumental on the defense, and huge stat for him. Leads the starters coming in today with 13 walks.
3 of those came against UNC. He had 2 hits against the Tar Heels as well. Played football in high school. Last year batted 1-1-1. This year batting 2-1-1. First pitch is a ball, and the count 1-0. 1 out. No one on base for the Hokies. They still trail 5-0. Delane winds up, fires, and that one is smashed down the third base line. It's going to be a foul ball. That one was annihilated, however.
Right into the back corner of the Hokie bullpen.
Right over them.
Seeger does have 4 hits, but still searching for that first home run of the season.
Seeger swings the bat, puts it up above his head. Delane winds one up, throws it into the dirt, and the count 2-1. No one on base for the Hokies. 1 out in the second inning. The Hecklers in full force still, even though they're down 5-0 for the Hokie student section. Delane winds one, and a swing and a miss for Seegers makes the count 2-2. Hokies playing with fire right now, trailing by 5 early in the second inning with 1 out. Count 2-2. No one on base. Delane fires, and Seegers has been struck out. Makes his way back to the dugout, and now 2 outs for the VCU defense in the second inning.
And the Hokies, 7-2, one of the better teams so far, and the season is still very young, so still before a lot of the cracks begin to show. From what I've seen from this Hokie team, a lot of their problems is they need to get better starting.
Cade Hunter puts one high and into the fans for a gift. Just short of them. Never mind. Count now 0-1 off that foul ball. Cade Hunter for the Hokies, the catcher, freshman.
And again, the Hokies have come back in 5 wins this season, and that's good. That's good for resilience. Yes, it's good they were able to come back. This pitch here.
Second pitch there makes the count 1-1.
But on that point, with their comeback wins this year, as a coach, as a player, as a fan, you don't want to have to come back. You want to have a very productive start, so then there's no need to dig deep for those like miracle comebacks or stress out both your coach and your fans.
High pitch on the third pitch makes the count 2-1. Cade Hunter yet the swing. Left-hand catcher pitched by the right-hander. And Delane makes it a third ball. Count 3-1. That was a 91-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And the Hokies still down 5-0, 2 outs. Hunter pushes one down the first base line and makes it a full count as he gets the foul ball. Cade Hunter, residing from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Dad was a fifth-round All-American pick. Played 10 seasons for the Metz, Expos, Indians, Orioles, and Pirates. Hunter blasts one into right field. That bounces once, twice, and is dropped. And he almost could have rounded to second, but halted at the last second. And a single over to right field gets the Hokies onto the bags.
Big drop there by the right fielder of the Rams. A miss. A miss missed.
Lucas Donlin from McLean, Virginia. Right-hand hitter. Now for Virginia Tech. Delane looks back to first. Sitting on first for the Hokies is Hunter. 2 outs, and that first pitch is inside. The count 1-0. Luke's uncle had a great uncle who was the first ever recipient of the Medal of Honor in Vietnam. Thank all of our veterans. He's only had one at-bat this season, and he swings and misses that one, making it a 1-1 count. Only one at-bat this year. 0 average. Has not yet really had a chance to prove himself here in the 2021 campaign.
Well, you're in a 5-0 hole. Big chance to prove it right here.
Man on first. And he pushes it to the left. It's going to drop up and over the fence in a 2-run moonshot by Donlin. Right on cue. It's hammer time for the Hokies, and they bring it within 3.
We'll call it an announcer's jinx or something of the sort. One of the most electrifying celebrations in this young baseball season.
His first ever home run for his college career, and he gets to drop the hammer at the Hokies dugout. 5-2 is now the count. You said it's a good time to prove himself, and he blasts one up and over the left field wall. Back to the top of the lineup for the Hokies, Jack Hurley. That got the crowd really back into it, and the Hokies back into it as the score has been chopped down to 3. Delane, and a swing and a miss by Hurley. He was amped up after that recent celebration. Hurley, Boalsburg, Pennsylvania native, had his first career home run last Friday. Delane waits, throws. It's not a wild pitch as the catcher just reached out and it bounced right out of his glove. Count 1-1. Hurley 0 of 1 at the plate tonight. 2 home runs against UNC. 5 total hits, 7 RBIs in that series. Another plane flies over and the crowd points it out. Count 1-2. 2 outs, score 5-2. VCU leading the Hokies. Delane and Hurley pushes one right and dribbles it right through the middle, and a single puts him at first.
And just a whiff there by Haydak, the second baseman. Brown had to come up from his center field position to get it, and that gave Hurley just enough time to prance to first base.
Hurley placed that one easily and leaked it right between the shortstop and second baseman. You and me go fishing in the dark, played through the PA as Gavin Cross steps up to the plate. Delane gets harassed by the crowd. Looks back at first. Cross, who's been 1 for 1 tonight. A high pitch there by Delane, and the count 1-0 on the first pitch.
Cross did have 1 hit in that first inning, coming in with, added to his previous total of 10 now with 11 on the season. Also has 2 home runs to his name.
Mason Delane getting his name chanted by the Hokie student section. 2 balls makes the count 2-0. At first for the Hokies is Hurley. Cross would love to keep momentum going, and the manager steps onto the field for the Rams, and the rest of the infield will converge at the pitcher's mound.
I mean, the Hokies still working with 2 outs here, but Gavin Cross, very capable hitter. They can possibly get Hurley into scoring territory here. So if you're the Rams, you want to snuff this out before it grows into a fire, because that last home run by Donlan ignited this crowd.
Yep, Gavin Cross, native of Bristol, Tennessee. 6'3", 210 pounds. Not a small man at all for a baseball player. As he said, he's got 12 runs this year, 10 hits, 2 home runs. Like you said, very capable of getting on base. The manager, Stifler, makes his way back to the dugout. And Mason Delane will have to face the rowdy bunch. Throws it, and Cross swings hard and misses. Count 2-1.
Not entirely a bad idea. Bad decision by Cross. You are working with 2 balls here, and that is his first strike, so.
Delane, Mason Delane's name, yelled very loud from the students. Cross bounces one, and it's going to be a foul ball, making the count 2-2. Trying to skip it up over the first baseman there, and was unsuccessful. 2 outs. Hurley for the Hokies at first. A 2-run shot by Donlan brought the lead down from 5 to 3. Mason Delane fires one. Cross cranks it to the left and out of the park. Another foul ball makes the count remain at 2-2.
Bounces just off the bottom of the Hokies baseball center here, named in honor of James Weaver.
Late athletic director Jim Weaver. Delane again at the mound. Throws, and Cross got a hold of that one, but it will be snagged by the left fielder Schroeder, and that will end the inning. Hokies got some points back there in the bottom. A 2-run shot by Donlan weathered the storm by VCU after a grand slam was crushed 400 yards by Locklear. We're going to step aside here on 3304 Sports. It's the Hokies and Rams here in Blacksburg.
Hello and welcome back into English Field at Atlantic Union Park. It's the Virginia Tech Hokies and the VCU Rams as we approach the top of the 3rd inning here. And the Hokies, 3 innings, 3 pitchers. We saw Okuda start this one, then the freshman Xander Hamilton stepped in. Now they will go to number 35, the junior Ryan Metz out of Fishers, Indiana.
Yeah, coming in with a 6.75 ERA. He's had 2 appearances and only pitched 1.1 innings. Unfortunately for Hokies fans, Xander Hamilton came in and on his second pitch, a grand slam in the way of a Tyler Locklear blast over the center field wall gave the Rams a 5-0 lead. That was Locklear's 5th home run in the last 5 games. He has been on a tear. The A10 Rookie of the Year named that yesterday for the 2nd time.
And Metz, not a stranger to this Hokies program. He's been around the block a couple times, appeared in 2 games last year, as well as 16 games in 2019.
Stephen Carpenter up for bat for the Rams. Metz's first throws and crushed down the center field, trying to go all the way and couldn't make the grab. The ball bounces up and over the back wall, and a ground rule double for Stephen Carpenter as he sits at the second base trying to make the grab there. For the Hokies was Jack Hurley.
Xander Hamilton, second pitch, a grand slam. Not a much better start for Metz. First pitch and double there for Carpenter.
His only appearances versus UNC and Radford University. A quick meeting at the mound with Cade Hunter as they discuss things over the next few pitches. At the plate for the Rams and VCU is Hunter Vey.
We discussed, we knew it was going to be defense for the Hokies today, as the Rams have, like we discussed, put up 57 runs in their 57 runs combined between their past 4 games.
That is absolutely ridiculous. They had 17 in their win against VMI. Now Ryan Metz, a man out of Fishers, Indiana, who did not allow an earned run in 3 innings last year. He had 2 strikeouts in 2020. Fires one and a swing and a miss there by Hunter Vey, making the count 0-1. 81 mile an hour right down the middle. Count is 0-1. Sitting at second is Stephen Carpenter for the Rams. The score 5-2, no outs for the Virginia Tech defense. A ball there thrown by Metz just outside makes the count 1-1. Virginia Tech having some troubles pitching today, already on their 3rd of the night at Ryan Metz. As Andrew Hamilton allowed a grand slam for the Rams, and Tyler Locklear and gave him a 5-0 advantage, and then a 2-run shot by Lucas Donlin by the Hokies brings it in. A shot down the right field, a leaping attempt at a grab, was unable, and coming home is Stephen Carpenter, and he will be safe. Rams rolling in the first 3 innings, making the score 6-2. Stephen Carpenter had the ground rule double, and the double by Hunter Vey brings him home.
And Gavin Cross, full extension, just off of his outstretched glove, elected to throw it to second, and that allowed an easy run home.
The double there
by Carpenter,
like we just said earlier, pushes the lead for VCU 6-2, leading the 18th ranked Hokies in dramatic fashion in the early 3 innings. Metz looks back, fires, and a strike will be called. Number 3, Connor Hugesack had a single in his first at-bat tonight. Looks at the third base coach. Metz will have to be careful here as Hunter Vey sits on second looking to steal. Bounces, throws, and outside, and the count 1-1. Virginia Tech's defense has fallen very short in the early parts of this game. 5 runs in the second, 1 with no outs allowed here in the early parts of the third. Top of the third, 6-2 VCU leads. Runner on second, swing and a miss for Connor Hugesack, and count 1-2. Packed crowd here in Atlantic Union Bank Stadium. Being a little disappointed tonight. Their 18th ranked Hokie squad trailing by 4. Hugesack wields the bat above his head. Crowd comes alive. Metz looks at second, turns, throws, and he went for it. The first base judge calls him out, and there's the first out of the top of the inning. An excellent throw by Metz.
And another much-needed injection of energy into this Hokie crowd.
That's going to be Metz's 3rd strikeout of the season, as he sends Hugesack back to the dugout. Hogan Brown will have a crack now as the left-hand hitter for the Rams out of Virginia Beach Cox High School. Metz looks at him, looks back at second, throws, and going for third was Vey, and he got there. Cade Hunter didn't even attempt to throw out the opponent's catcher. And now at third is Hunter Vey. Very much in scoring position now.
And Brown, a penchant for coming up and faking those bunts, had a couple in the first inning as well.
The count 1-0 for number 8, LaHogan Brown. Ryan Metz throws, and a swing and a miss by Hogan Brown makes the count 1-1. 1 out for the Rams offense. They have a run earlier in the inning to make the count 6-2.
But Hunter Vay lurking on third.
One man on base, like you said, at third. Metz throws, it's low, and the count 2-1. 7 hits already for VCU against the Virginia Tech defense. Virginia Tech's pitching has been pretty remarkably good thus far. Not tonight. Metz throws. That ball is in the dirt. And a foul ball is called as Hogan Brown swing there makes it 8-2 count. Hunter Vay again sitting on third. He had a double that sent Stephen Carpenter home earlier in the inning. Claps ring out through Atlantic Union Bank Stadium. Metz fires. Ball in the turf. And tagged out on the first base line, but Hunter Vay will score, making it 7-2. Rams rolling, absolutely rolling Virginia Tech in the first 3 innings.
And still one more out to work with here if you're the Rams. A pretty fair trade-off if you're head coach Sean Stifler.
Michael Haydak, who is 0 for 1 at bats today. Top of the order for the Rams. No one on base. Clean slate, 2 outs. Virginia Tech allowing 2 runs in this 3rd inning. Ryan Metz, 6'1", 190 pounds. Right-hand pitcher. Fires one down and a swing and a miss by Haydak, who's had a rough going in the first 3 innings. Has not changed the scoreboard one bit as VCU leads the Hokies 7-2 here in Blacksburg. Ryan Metz, pitcher from Fishers, Indiana, throws, and that one's high. Did not allow an earned run in 3 innings that he pitched in last year. He had 2 strikeouts in 2020. 3 on the season, including 1 today. Metz another throw, and that one just inside makes the count 3-1. Haydak sat after thinking about going for that one.
Haydak does have 3 walks coming into today on the season.
Metz's ERA is doubled tonight. It was at 6.75. It is now at 13.50, and a walk for Haydak as he advances to first off of a 4-1 ball count.
Make that his 4th on the season now. Tyler Locklear up to bat again for the Rams.
The man for VCU, 5 home runs in the last 5 games, including a grand salami earlier in the 2nd inning. Top of the 3rd, 2 outs. Haydak sits at first for VCU. Metz throws back at Rumfield to try to tag him out. It's unsuccessful, and Haydak remains at first.
Haydak has stolen 3 bases this season.
Metz, again on top of the mound, faces the very intimidating Locklear and almost going for it. And he eventually does, in a pickle, and eventually tagged out, ending the top of the 3rd.
That Hokie defense has seen the Sandlot plenty of times before.
Yes, they have, picking off Mr. Haydak between 1st and 2nd. We change out here. We're going to step aside for a quick break before bringing you back for the Hokies at bat. Virginia Tech trailing the visiting VCU Rams 7-2 here on 3304 Sports. Virginia Tech. Hello and welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia, where the homestanding 18th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies trail the visiting VCU Rams 7-2. At bat, Rumfield, the first baseman, staring down a 2-0 count as Mason Delane stays in for the Rams, who pitched the first 2 innings, allowing 2 runs off of a 2-run home run by Donlin. Third pitch is on a third straight ball, and Rumfield is now standing at a 3-0 count.
Still has yet to get his first hit today, does Rumfield, but coming into today with 13 total on the season.
And he walks himself to first, 4 straight balls, and Delane gets a talking to from his catcher.
Make that the 5th walk to first base for Rumfield this season.
Stepping up for the Hokies, Tanner Schobel, the electrifying freshman from Williamsburg, Virginia.
And electrifying is what the Hokies are going to need right now, back in a 5-point hole. And just like Locklear is one of those guys that can get it done for the Rams, Schobel is one of many guys that can get it done for the Hokies.
Last time you said that, we had a 2-run home run. Looking, firing, and it's a strike, ending the 4 straight balls thrown by Delane.
Only strike 1. Still a chance to go 2-0 today on the announcer's jinx.
0-1 is the count. I'm Nick Brown. He's Aidan Butler, the dangerous broadcasting duo here tonight in Atlantic Union Bank. The airplane count now up to 3 as the third plane taken off up and over English Field, again pointed out by the rowdy crowd.
That's the best view in the house right there.
Firing and almost going for it with Schobel, but it was in the dirt, and the count 1-1. Delane allowing 2 runs on 1 home run by Lucas Donlin, his first home run of the season for the Hokies. First career home run as well. Schobel almost went for that one again, and it's still 2-1. No outs for the Hokies. At first is TJ Rumfield at his position as well. Score 7-2 VCU. Schobel hits it right over to the shortstop, and it will be snagged by Connor Hugesack, and that's the first out of the inning. Rumfield is safe, still sitting at first. Schobel almost rocketed one into the outfield. Hugesack with a routine play at shortstop.
And almost hit that one right to him, but see if Kevin Madden can rectify some batting issues for the Hokies.
Kevin Madden out of Glenwood steps up to the plate for Virginia Tech. Glenwood, Maryland, standing at 6'1", 215 pounds, a 306 average on the season, has dropped to 297 today after going 0-1 at the plate. Mason Delane checks back at Rumfield at first. Looks, fires, and that one smoked into the outfield. It might drop in. 3 Rams are there, and it plinks right into the middle of the field. And that's a single that advances Rumfield to second. And moving to first is Kevin Madden.
And 3 Rams had a shot at that there. Hugesack, Schroeder, and Brown. Don't know if it was miscommunication or one of them just lost the ball, but...
Yep, deposited one right to the left of the VT in center field. And now stepping up is Cade Swisher for Virginia Tech, the designated hitter on the night. Chesterfield, Virginia, 5'11", 190 pounds.
Second trip at bat today for Swisher, but did strike out in his first appearance today.
Delane got the best of him the first time, and that was inches away from staying fair, but Cade Swisher will record a foul ball, making the count 0-1.
None. At the top of the broadcast, there was no one on that hill just off the road. Plenty of folks have congregated now. They want a home run ball.
2 on base for the Hokies. Rumfield at second as the pitch makes it 1-1 as a ball is made. Sitting at first is Kevin Madden, who had a good single out to center field. Mason Delane again. 3.55 ERA on the season, including tonight. Throws and another high ball makes the count 2-1. Only one out for Virginia Tech. Runners on base at first and second. Cade Swisher, designated hitter tonight. Struck out twice versus UNC on Sunday and scored his first collegiate home run last year versus Marshall. Delane throws and Swisher drops it one again, back into center field, and it's down. Rumfield rounding third and gets home. Advancing to second is Swisher and Madden to third. A double that looked like a first, and they bumbled and bounced the ball around at center field, and it gave Swisher enough time to get a double. That's Swisher's first double of the season.
And not only that, now you have two runners in scoring territory as Seegers steps up to the plate. Now both teams having some trouble on the defensive end of things early on.
Jonah Seegers stepping up to the plate with a 200 average. Men at second and third for the Hokies. Swisher at second, at third Madden. Both dropped one in to center field. Seegers waits, and he should have swung. It's a strike. Swung, excuse me. There is some twang out of that one. 0-1 is the count nonetheless. 7-3 is the score. Only one out in the bottom of the third. Hokies with men on second and third. Seegers, whoa, a wild pitch, and wanting to go home was Madden, but he halted. And in all honesty, he had plenty of time, but got cold feet and headed back to third. Swisher was halfway in between second and third at that point, though. He made his way.
Swisher had to put on the brakes and reverse gear in a hurry, dove back for second base.
He didn't know that Madden halted and made his way back. Count 1-1. Jason Delane getting his name chanted by the opposing Hokies crowd. Fires, and it's a ball. 2-1. Manager John Sheff for the Hokies has harped plenty of times that he wants English Field and Atlantic Union Bank to be a feared venue in the ACC, and it has slowly developed into one. However, VCU still coming in leading 7-3. A strike there makes it 2-2, and Jonah Seegers will have to make a decision.
And Seegers trying to flip the script on the Rams here as, again, 13 walks to first so far in the season, does have one today. He can get the walk here. Hokies with loaded bases and in striking distance of this lead.
A ball there makes it a full count, 3-2. Kevin Madden on third, and at second is Swisher. Seeger had 2 hits, 3 walks versus UNC, yet to record a home run this season. The right-hand hitter waits, and he waited for the last time. 4 balls means he advances to first, and loaded bases for the Hokies with only 1 out. And the man who recorded a home run for the first time in his career, excuse me,
Donlin was just grabbing the bat, partner.
Pranked me there, my bad. I got pranked. Cade Hunter.
But still opportunity there. Hunter does.
Donlin's next. Cade Hunter is now up.
Hunter does have 3 home runs this season and only 1 out at the bottom of the third here for the Hokies. Anything can happen.
Cade Hunter with 8 RBIs as well. Definitely in position to record a few this at bat. A low pitch makes the count 2-0. 7-3 is the score. VCU leading the 18th ranked Hokies. 3 runners on base. Madden at third, at second Swisher, at first Seegers. The second pitch makes the count 1-1. Back at the mound is Mason Delane, who has pitched all 3 innings for the Rams and started today. Allowed a 2-run shot by Donlin. Third pitch there is a ball, and it's 2-1. Momentum slowly going back to the Hokies. They still trail by 4.
And of course, the home run would be desirable here, but VCU have had issues communicating in the outfield.
A high pitch there makes the count 3-1, and if he walks here, the Hokies will score. A full count, not full bases for the Hokies, excuse me. Madden sits at third, Swisher at second, at first is Seegers. Hunter at home plate, trying to chop back into that lead. Mason throws and he walks.
The rare walk home for Kevin Madden, and the base is still loaded for the Hokies.
Yes, sir. The count now 7-4. 2 runs scored in the inning as Madden walks his way to home plate. And meeting at the infield from Coach Stifler for the Rams and the rest of the boys in gray of VCU as the sun slowly decides to descend here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech trailed 7-2 at one point today.
And Donlin back again. We all know what happened the last time he swung his bat.
Yep, Donlin had a 2-run shot, his first career home run at Virginia Tech. Got the lead down from 5-2 at the end of the second inning. Then 2 runs were scored in the third by VCU, increasing their lead back to 5 at 7-2, and then rounding home for the Hokies and a walk home for Virginia Tech brought the lead back to 7-4. Full bases for Virginia Tech. Only 1 out as well, as Coach Stifler for VCU makes his way back to the inning. And the boys on bases will take their positions back on the bags. A new pitcher has entered for VCU now. Jaden Griffin, number 20. Will make his first appearance tonight. His 4th appearance total in the season. The sophomore out of Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. 1 of 4 Canadians on the VCU roster. They are well-rounded by the Globe.
So what we touched on earlier in the inning is both teams have very good offensive potential. It's the defenses that have kind of let both the Rams and the Hokies down in the early going here.
Yep, Jaden Griffin, left-hand pitcher. Sophomore, made the Canadian U18 team as a sophomore in high school. He was 16 when he made that team. He has 2 wins under his belt, and in 2020 he had 2 wins this season. He has not received a win or a loss. 4.15 ERA and 4.1 innings pitched. Only 5 hits allowed, only 2 earned runs allowed this season. He has 2 strikeouts as well. At the bat for the Hokies, Lucas Donlin, who had the 2-run shot. First pitch is right in the middle, and a strike, making it the count 0-1, 1 out still for Virginia Tech. Bases loaded for the Hokies. Swisher at third, Seegers at second, Hunter at first. That time a high pitch, making the count 1-1. The buzz in the stadium ready to explode.
And Jaden Griffin coming in with bases loaded cannot be an easy situation for a pitcher.
Lucas Donlin pokes that one. And a possible double play.
It went over his head.
The ball went over the first baseman's head. And Lucas Donlin stays at first. Getting home was Seegers and Swisher, bringing the lead to 7-6. A miscue on a possible closeout out by number 3, Connor Hugesay. He got too much power under his throw.
And the errors are piling up for the Rams thus far.
2 outs now for Virginia Tech. Sitting at second for the Hokies now is Donlin.
And Jack Hurley up to bat once again for the Hokies.
Hurley 1 for 2 today. Left hand hitter staring at the left hand pitcher. Jaden Griffin throws and a shot to right field and an easy grab made by VCU and Logan a miss to close out the wild third period. 6 total runs combined scored by both teams. The score is 7-6. VCU still leading, but barely, as Virginia Tech outscored them 4-2 in the third inning. We're going to step aside for a quick break in the action. You're listening to Virginia Tech and VCU baseball here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia, Atlantic Union Bank, here on the beautiful campus of Virginia Tech, home of the 18th ranked Hokies in D1 baseball. Today they host VCU, and the Rams come in today and had a 7-2 lead. It was chopped to now 1. A new pitcher in for Virginia Tech, number 39, Peter Sakularis, who appeared in 5 games, all as relief last season. His first pitch of the night is a ball, as it was just a bit inside. And at bat is the much-feared Tyler Locklear, not the man you want to face in your first pitch of the season. Locklear with a grand slam earlier tonight. 2 balls now thrown back-to-back, count 2-0. Score, VCU 7, Virginia Tech 6.
And you have to think, one of these VT pitchers has to find their footing and their groove eventually. Otherwise, we're going to be breaking some records tonight.
Another ball thrown by Sakularis. It doesn't look intentional, but Tyler Locklear, who had the grand slam to make the lead 5-0 in the second. Sakularis. Whoa, a strike is called very late. And the count is now 3-1. Locklear was already trotting over to first.
I think almost everyone did until home umpire Mike Mazza gave the signal.
Sakularis fires one in there, and that time it's a walk.
There's your walk. That is Locklear's 11th walk to first this season.
Now batting, number 16, Liam Hibbett for the Rams. He went 1 for 1 today so far. Liam Hibbett's the designated hitter out of New York today. 12 RBIs entering tonight. Transfer from Salisbury School in Connecticut. Sakularis, a 6-foot, 185-pound pitcher, waits at the mound, throws one sidearm, and puts one right in the glove of Cade Hunter, and the strike. 0-1 the count. On base for the Rams is Locklear at first, and he's antsy to try to steal. Sakularis throws one in there, and it's in the dirt, making the count 1-1. Cade Hunter has done an exquisite job this season stopping balls. Hardly any wild pitches allowed by the catcher for the Hokies this year. Sakularis again. Waits, winds up, fires. It's low again, and running back to first is Locklear. Count 2-1. Locklear walked, maybe intentionally, to first to start the inning. This is the top of the 4th. And a crack of the bat out of play, and a foul ball, and a souvenir for the crowd. As Hibbett's putting that one, making the count 2-2.
And again, Hokies on their 4th pitcher in the 4th inning now, and over in the bullpen, looks like number 27, Noah Johnson, warming up for the Hokies as well.
Sakularis throws, and another foul ball again to the left hand.
Hits the lamppost.
Oh, drilling it. The rare ding off the light pole. Hibbett's 6 home runs last year. Has 2 this season, and a strikeout there for Sakularis. It's his first of the season. He had only 4 last year in his 5 appearances. and gets his first of the year there on Hibbett. Now stepping up the left fielder is Jack Schroeder for the Rams.
Actually, it's going to be a different batter. It looks like it's going to be number 12, Brandon Henson, the senior.
Out the PA announcer. Brandon Henson, like you said.
Senior out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Went to Pinkerton Central High School.
Coming up for his
Pickerington.
For his first attempt at the game. Reynoldsburg, Ohio, like you said, the first pitch. 1-0, the count. Locklear stands on first. Score 7-6, VCU in favor over the homestanding 18th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies.
17th trip at bat for Henson this season. Does have 3 hits. Make
and
that
he
4.
Puts that one up and over. Schroeder at shortstop and firing to third and getting all the way to the Hokies dugout. Remaining at third is Locklear, but advancing to second is Henson.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous for the Hokies defense there. Locklear, if he wasn't on his stomach, if he wasn't on his stomach and couldn't see the ball bounce into the Hokies dugout, he might have had a shot at home there.
Yeah, like you said, if he was still on his feet, he would have been rounding home. Now at second and third with only 1 out is VCU. Henson at second, Locklear at third. Getting a talking to by the third base coach is a miss. A miss who's gone 0 of 2 today, the right fielder, Logan.
A miss at bat for what will be his 44th time this season.
5 RBIs on the year, 3 walks, a double, 13 runs, 12 hits. Nothing today as he's gone 0 for 2 at the plate. Went to Powhatan High School not far from VCU, and now a manager's meeting at the plate by good old manager Coach Chef and Peter Sakularis. Cade Hunter is there as well at the mound, and we're going to take a quick pause in the game. VCU leading 7-6, men on third and second, and Sakularis will exit to the dugout.
And Virginia Tech will be on their 5th pitcher of the game. It's going to be number 27 for the Hokies. Number 27, Noah Johnson, another freshman.
Yeah, he enters tonight with 3.86 ERA. He twice took a perfect game in high school to the 7th inning. Very close. Very, very close. His older brother, Casey, plays baseball at his hometown Toledo University in Toledo, Ohio. Noah from in Toledo. Stands at 6'5", 195 pounds. Very tall, very lanky. He's pitched only 2.1 innings thus far this season. He's allowed 1 home run, and he does have 4 strikeouts on the year. Did not allow an earned run in 1.2 innings appeared in last season. As he warms up, VCU remains at their own dugout discussing things. Locklear will take it back to third, and a man at second for the Rams. Noah Johnson, the 5th pitcher, like you said, for the Hokies already tonight. We're only in the top of the 4th and only 1 out as well. John Chef really digging into his bullpen after on UNC really didn't pull too many guys out.
No, not too many guys at all. Not too many guys at all. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the second game it was only
2 guys.
Yes. And Chris Gerard, who played very well, at the beginning of the second game against UNC. Only loss of the season was to Miami, and is only 1-1 in starts. The only loss being to number 6 Miami.
Yep, and now 5 pitchers in for the Hokies in their all-white pinstripe uniforms today. Stepping up to the plate for the Rams is number 21, Logan Amiss, the right fielder. 0 of 2 at bats previously tonight.
Has thrown 4 strikeouts prior. Has Noah Johnson.
Powhatan native at the plate, and swing and a miss there on the first pitch by Noah Johnson. Put some heater on that one, and it was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. Count 0-1. Men on third and second. Henson at second. On third is Locklear. Johnson fires, and that ball is, just grazed the pole of the lights as it was just struck a few balls ago. Count 0-2, 1 out still for Virginia Tech's defense. The score, VCU leading 7-6 over the homestanding Hokies. Claps begin to ring throughout the stadium. Noah Johnson at the mound. The left-hand pitcher winds up, throws it in there right off of Cade Hunter's shin, and advancing to first is Logan Amiss.
And the bases loaded now once again for the Rams as Carpenter steps up to the plate again.
The 4th time tonight combined by these two teams that the bases have been loaded. Twice by the Hokies last inning and twice by the Rams, one in the second in which Locklear cleaned the slate with a grand slam. Now
Hokies hoping Carpenter doesn't do the same here.
Yep, Stephen Carpenter with a double in the first at bat tonight. He's 1 for 2 today. Johnson throwing to the right-hand hitter. Fires, and Cade Hunter grabs it off the ground. And the count 1-0. Men, like you said, on every bag. Henson at second, at third Locklear, and at first is Logan Amiss. And swinging Stephen Carpenter, number 1 out of Quinton, Virginia. The senior lets that ball go, and it's a second ball, count 2-0. Stephen Carpenter, season batting .208. He has 1 run, 4 hits, 5 hits, No home runs yet. Last year he led VCU with a batting average of .393. Noah Johnson, the freshman pitcher, and that one's cracked out into third. Seegers is on it, fires deep. 2 runners are home for VCU, and 2 runners remain on the bags at first and second. VCU extends their lead to 3, and it's 9-6 with Henson and Locklear scoring on that single shot to the left field.
And a crucial bounce on that hit, there by Carpenter, as not only allowed Locklear to get home, but then did not catch who the other runner was, I believe.
Henson.
Yes, Henson turned on the juice, just shot past there, nearly caught up to Locklear.
Hunter Vay now up for at bat for the Rams, 2 for 2 today. Johnson stares him down. Hunter Vay, the catcher, looking for the bunt and let it go.
Trying to load the bases again.
Yeah. Count 1-0. Still only 1 out. Virginia Tech, her defense still struggling here through the 4th. Johnson again. Waits, left-hand pitcher, pitching to the left-hand hitter. Vay Jr. out of Chester, Virginia, lets that ball go. And the count 2-0. 6th best catcher ranked out of Virginia when he's coming out of high school. Went to Thomas Dale High School. Last year, 2 runs, 1 home run, .281 batting average. This season, .250. Noah Johnson looks back to second, throws, and tipped off the bat and off the mat behind home plate, makes the count 2-1. Noah Johnson throwing some heat. So that's another 89-mile-an-hour ball. Unfortunately for him and the Hokies, Carpenter got a hold of one of those and got a single that scored 2 RBIs. Johnson again winds. That one's in the middle. Crowd disagreed with the umpire, and the count 3-1. Hunter Bay, 24 at-bats, now 25, including this one. Has two walks this year as well, staring a third right in its face. Swings, and that one is out of the stadium once again. Now makes the count a full one, 3-2. He's got his buddy Carpenter at first and a miss at second.
Madden, the third baseman, giving full chase to that foul ball just on the other side of the net.
That ball was way out of there. Just trying his best. Taking some time. Hunter Bay looked at his bat. The clap slowly began here in Atlantic Union Bank Stadium. Johnson at the mound, looks back, waits, fires, and that was, luckily for him, for Vay, tipped up and over the umpire. Count remains 3-2. Noah Johnson did not allow an earned run in his 1.2 innings last year. Has allowed 2 in this inning alone. Does have 4 strikeouts and had 1 at the beginning of this inning. Another foul ball by Vay and another into the net behind home plate. Full count 3-2. Only 1 out. Runners on first and second. Hokies trail the visiting VCU Rams 9-6. Virginia Tech ranked 18th after back-to-back top 25 series victories in ACC play. VCU on a 4-game winning streak, and another foul ball drills the stadium up and over the netting, and another souvenir for the fans.
Man, watch your heads, folks. That hit the stadium right above the giant maroon Hokies word there.
Johnson again has now thrown 3 straight balls at a full count.
Very long trip at bat for Vay here.
Vay surviving. Vay lets that one go and made the right call.
Loaded bases once again for the Rams. And Johnson's struggling here, and the Hokies you're going to run out of pitchers eventually, because now in the bullpen warming up is number 46 Griffin Green.
The third time bases have been loaded. Only 1 out still for VCU. They lead 9-6, have scored 2 in the top of the 4th. Taking time is Connor Hugesack. He's gone 1 for 2 at the bag today. He was New Hampshire Gatorade Player of the Year out of high school. His dad was a kicker for the Iowa football team. Only batted in 3 games in 2020. Lets that pitch go by, and the count 1-0. Again, loaded bases for VCU for the 3rd time tonight. Hugesack in the batter's box, hoping to bring some home for a few ribeyes. Johnson, foot on the mound, winds up, fires, and that ball rocketed straight up in the air. It's going to be foul ball. Rumfield under it and makes the grab. Now 2 outs for the Hokies defense as that ball skied up into the air, and Rumfield made the excellent grab.
Wow, what an individual effort by Rumfield. That's the definition of keeping your eye on the ball. We lost sight of it for a second.
It's above our view.
Yeah, perfectly waiting directly under it.
Now Hogan
smart play by
Brown,
Rumfield.
It was 1 for 1 so far tonight. Rounding out for VCU, still full loaded bases. 2 outs, however, this time around. Johnson fires, and a bunt goes foul, and it is 0-1.
How many times is that now? At least the 5th or 6th bunt attempt by Brown today.
The bunting expert out of Virginia Beach, Cox High School, over on the East Coast. collegiate baseball freshman All-American. He's a freshman. Swing and almost a miss. He got a nick of it, and the count is 0-2 off of that foul ball. Johnson trying to close out the inning and not allow anybody home. Sitting at third is Logan Amiss. At second is Stephen Carpenter, and at first is Hunter Vey. Huge sack and a pop fly caught by TJ Rumfield in foul territory to make the count 2 outs. Strikeout for Noah Johnson, and exiting the scene to end the top of the 4th is Hogan Brown. As he exits stage right, the Hokies get out of danger zone there.
Amazing composure by Johnson there. Bases loaded. He already gave up 2 runs earlier in the top of the 4th inning. Just takes a deep breath, goes to work, and just a big strikeout there for the Hokies. Again, trailed by as many as 7-2. They currently trail 9-6. You don't want that to inflate to 13-6.
Yep, Virginia Tech escaping there, like you said, with only a down 3. The Canadian left-hand pitcher, number 20 for VCU, Jaden Griffin, remains out on the mound after coming in at the bottom of the 3rd, midway through the bottom of the 3rd, in fact. And he will continue pitching. Virginia Tech won the 3rd inning 4-2 and shrunk the lead down to 1. The lead was ballooned back up to 3 there at the top of the 4th off of a single that earned 2 RBIs by Stephen Carpenter.
Keep in mind that the ACC tournament is in action today.
In basketball.
Miami won the first game today against Pittsburgh, 79-73. Duke is currently in action against the Boston College Eagles. They lead it big, 54-38, with 13:39 remaining in the second half. And then later tonight, Wake Forest will square off against Notre Dame. The winner of that will go on to play North Carolina. And then, of course, the winner of that game will go on to play the 3-seeded Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yep, and the baseball team in action. Virginia Tech with plenty of sports in the top 25 at the moment. The one in action currently is the 18th ranked baseball squad. They're trailing here in English Field 9-6 to the visiting VCU Rams. VCU winning the last 2 meetings between these two squads in 2014. They have split the last 10 games 5 apiece. First pitch of the bottom of the 4th is a swing and a miss by Gavin Cross, who is 1 for 2 today. He had a single out to right field.
Jaden Griffin remains at pitcher for the Rams despite allowing 4 runs in his first time out today.
Second pitch is a second strike, and the count is 0-2. Gavin Cross. Dad played at East Tennessee State, and 3 years professional baseball, of course. Third pitch is high, and the count 1-2. Gavin Cross had 3 multi-RBI games and 3 multi-run games in 2020 last year. He was second in the team with .369 batting average, and this year he's batting .314. Another pitch, and that ball is ricocheted out of play, and count remains 1-2. A lot of fans getting some baseballs tonight.
Hey, I might have to run down there at some point and snag me one. It seems like they're just giving them away for free.
We got the window open here. I'm hoping that you grab it for us, if one does manage its way up in here. Jaden Griffin again at the mound, throws one down the alley, and that's again outside, and Gavin Cross waited on it, making the count 2-2. Bottom of the 4th, visiting VCU, leading the 18th ranked homestanding Hokies 9-6. Griffin fires, Cross another foul ball.
Well, foul ball. Didn't even need to teeter on the left baseline there. Knocked it out right at the top of that Atlantic Union logo.
2 home runs this season for Gavin Cross. He's done an excellent job batting this year. Another ball makes it a full count, 3-2. And at the mound is Jaden Griffin, the Canadian pitcher, Griffin got Cross, and Cross batted one right to the shortstop. And Locklear cleans things up at first. Connor Hugesack cleaned things up at first to Stephen Carpenter. And the first out is a throw out. TJ Rumfield steps up to home plate. Now for his crack at the bat. He
does have one walk to first today, but still yet to record any hits.
He does. TJ Rumfield, number 7, the 6'5", 225-pound first baseman out of Temple, Texas. First pitch is a strike, and the count is 0-1. TJ Rumfield's father, Toby, played 14 years with the Braves, the White Sox, Marlins, and the Cardinals. He had a game-winning walk-off versus Rice last year. A dirty ball into the turf makes the count 1-1. Hokie student section getting rowdy here in the bottom of the fourth. They've let themselves be known. A swing and a miss by TJ Rumfield on the 1-1 pitch makes it 1-2. Jaden Griffin has done a solid job to start the bottom of the fourth. Throws one, and it's high. Rumfield sat on it, making the count 2-2. TJ's batting average this season, .361, decreasing today from .371. TJ places that one right center field and rounds the first. A cute little shot by Rumfield gets him on base in his first hit of the night. And it will be his 14th total hit of the season. Tanner Schobel, Mr. Shortstop for the Hokies, steps up to the bag now. He's batting .294 on the season. 2 home runs, 14 RBIs tonight. He's 1 for 2.
Sure, here he's looking to grab his 15th RBI of the season.
He does have a triple on the year as well. 1 double. 10 hits total on the year. Dad played golf and rugby at Air Force Academy. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. As that 1-0 pitch goes low. Rumfield remains on first base. Griffin, the left-hand Canadian pitcher, fires, and another dirty ball. Makes it 3-0 count. Schobel could walk to first and advance Rumfield to second. Griffin winds up, throws, and he does. Schobel walks to first, Rumfield to second.
And that'll give Schobel his 3rd walk to first of the season.
Now at bat for the Hokies is Kevin Madden. Got home and got a run last inning. The 3rd baseman, averaging .316 this season. No home runs. He does have 8 RBIs. A raucous crowd in English Field for some Tuesday afternoon baseball. A gorgeous, absolute gorgeous day in Blacksburg. First pitch for Madden and Griffin is right down the middle, and a strike, making the count 0-1, 1 out. Rumfield on second for the Hokies, and on first is Schobel. Madden waits and cranks one into left field, coming around and loading the bases up for now the 6th time tonight. 3rd time for the Hokies. Makes the bases loaded for number 11. Mr. Cade Swisher, who's gone 2 for 3. Cade Swisher had an excellent at-bat last round, and he steps up to the plate. 1 for 2 today, 4 RBIs in the season. batting exactly 100.
Would not be a bad time for Swisher to get his first home run of the season right here.
Down 3, Swisher waits, fires as Griffin, and it's low and a ball. Virginia Tech trailing the visiting VCU Rams 9-6. Virginia Tech has won all 4 of their ACC games this season off of comebacks. They've had 5 total comeback victories. Griffin fires in a wild pitch. No one advances anywhere as the bases were loaded.
Yeah, Rumfield thought about it for a second, but didn't want to take the chance.
He got happy feet there and wanted it there, but he didn't. Count 2-0. At the mound, Griffin, Swisher at the home plate. Cade Swisher struck out twice versus UNC on Sunday. A high pitch, but it's still a strike and gets in the K zone, and it's 2-1. Swisher, 5'11", 190 pounds. Jaden throws one in there, and another strike. Makes the count 2-2. Crowd disagrees, doesn't matter. Blue said otherwise. Griffin, standing at 6 foot 200 pounds. The sophomore out of Nova Scotia fires, and Swisher swings and misses. And a strikeout for Mr. Griffin. It gives him his first of the night. And now Jonah Seegers out of Gainesville, Virginia. Number 32 for the Hokies. Number 37 for the Hokies. Standing at 5'11", 184 pounds. The left fielder tonight. He's made some excellent plays out there. Steps up, right-hand hitter, and draws a ball on the first pitch. 2 outs on the inning.
Seegers excels at that, doesn't he?
He certainly does. 1 RBI on the season, no home runs, but man, does he know how to walk. Jaden fires another one in there, and it's 2-0 count. Boy, does Seegers have an excellent eye. Seegers, who played football in high school as well, all-region wide receiver at his high school. Throws it in there, and Seegers, an error will occur at the shortstop position. That was Haydak who couldn't get it, and Rumfield scores for the Hokies. An RBI will be scored for Mr. Seegers, and the count is now 9-7.
I know I sound like a broken record you can't find an off switch for, but again, a very crucial error from the Rams gets TJ Rumfield home.
Cade Hunter steps up with the Rocky music playing for his walk-up song. 2 hits versus UNC on Sunday. He also had a home run. Swing and a miss on the first pitch makes the count 0-1. That was a 5th-round All-American pick. Played 10 seasons for the Metz, Expos, Indians, Orioles, and Pirates. 3 multi-hit and 3 RBI games in 2020. Swung and missed the second pitch, and it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Hokies for the 4th time tonight, 7th total between the 2 squads. Hunter calls time, waits, grips his bat. The Nova Scotia sophomore, Jaden Griffin, winds up the pitch, the 0-2, and sends Hunter exiting stage left, and the Hokies, who had full bases, ending the inning.
Not the first time, definitely not the first time we've had loaded bases this game, and that's the second time between the 2 teams that three runners left on base.
We're going to step aside as that ends the 4th inning. Hokies trailing VCU 9-7. You're listening to baseball here on 33 Sports. Welcome back to the now beginning of the 5th inning as the sun begins to set here in Blacksburg, Virginia, on Virginia Tech's beautiful campus between the homestanding 18th ranked Hokies and the visiting VCU Rams. VCU had a once 5-0 lead and 7-2 lead, currently leading the Hokies 9-7 here in Atlantic Union Bank. Stepping up the bat at the top of the order for VCU is Haydak, averaging .273 this season, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He has a walk tonight, but has gone 0 of 1 at bat.
And Noah Johnson surviving to make it to his next inning, unlike some of his predecessors.
The fifth pitcher for the Hokies tonight winds up, throws on the 0-1 count, and makes it a 1-1 count. Virginia Tech has really burned through the pitchers tonight. Johnson, the left hand, throws, and a foul ball for Haydak goes down the third base line. Count 1-2. Johnson, freshman out of Toledo, Ohio. Entered today with a .386 ERA, brought it down to .308. Looks, fires, and sends Mr. Haydak out to the dugout on another K. That's going to be Mr. Johnson's second K of the night. Haydak hears it from the crowd. And now the third baseman, the rookie for the A-10, who was named just yesterday, has a grand slam tonight. Tyler Locklear steps up to the plate and cranks that one down the third base line and foul ball. Boy, does he have power. Man can swing out of his shoes.
Oh, and you don't need to remind me, partner. You need to remind anyone here how much power he has and how he can really hit the ball.
The second-year freshman out of Abingdon, Maryland, Archbishop Curley High School. He had 15 hits and 1 home run last year. He's got 5 in the last 5 games, including tonight. The 0-1 pitch makes it 0-2. Noah Johnson on a roll in the last 2 batters. 1 out, no one on base for Locklear and the Rams.
Johnson looking to strike out Locklear for what would be his 10th strikeout of the season. Locklear, that is.
Johnson fires, and it's just a tad high. Makes the count 2-2. Locklear with 6 total home runs on the year, 16 RBIs, .308 average. Certainly well-deserving of the Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week last week. Johnson, and a swing and a miss, and back-to-back Ks for Mr. Noah Johnson sends the hard hitter Locklear packing. 2 outs now for the Hokies defense, and stepping up to bat is number 16, the designated hitter, Liam Hibbett, who has gone 1 for 2 today.
Head coach John Sheff letting Johnson stay at work on the mound must have given him a much-needed confidence boost as he struck out his first 2 hitters today.
Johnson's first pitch of Hibbett's is way high. Hibbett's batting .400 this season, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Has earned that designated hitter role very, very well. Transfer from Salisbury and cranks this one into center field, trying to make the grab was Hurley. He comes up short but fires it in, and that's Hibbett's advancing to first on a single after plopping that one into center field.
Interesting decision by Hurley. We've seen that a couple times today with the outfielders of both teams. They've gotten the speed to run under it, but I guess just don't like the way the ball's dropping or don't want to make the situation worse with committing an error.
Henson now steps up to the bag for the Rams. Brandon Henson out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 5'11", 185 pounds. The 0-0 count is now an 0-1 count. 2 outs with Hibbett on first for VCU. VCU has scored in every inning except for the first, and we're in the top of the 5th. They have not scored yet here. Johnson winds up, throws it in there. It's low, and the count 1-1. Brandon Henson with a nice 222 average, 1 home run, 2 RBIs on the year. 1-1 at bats today. Came in last inning to bat. Johnson fires. That ball hit the plate after a swing by Henson, and the count is 1-2. 2 outs. Hibbett at first. Johnson at the mound, trying to go and shut out this inning, and a third strikeout for Noah Johnson in the 5th. That ends the top of the 5th, and that means I will be giving up my play-by-play duties to the man beside me today.
It was fun while it lasted. You did great.
Aidan Butler will put me to shame here as we switch over. Hokies end the top of the 5th with no scores allowed and still trailing only by 2.
And imagine what that does for a team's confidence. Again, like the first inning, both teams are still feeling each other out, but then, and then of course, a grand slam by Locklear puts the Hokies in a pretty big hole in a hurry. But slowly but surely, the Hokies have crept back. We will step aside for a short moment, and when we come back, we will bring you the bottom of the 5th between the VCU Rams and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Hello and welcome back into 3304 Sports. I'm Aidan Butler. Guy to my left is Nick Brown. And if you're just joining us, the Rams got out to a lead early. A mighty fine grand slam by Tyler Locklear put the Hokies in a mighty fine predicament. But slowly but surely they've crept back. Noah Johnson pitched a shutout inning of the Rams, the first scoreless inning of the game for either team since the first. And stepping up to bat now will be, for the Hokies, number 32, number 32, Delane, who got his first home run of the season at the bottom of the 2nd inning to get the Hokies' first points of the day. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch on the way, make that strike 1. As Jaden Griffin remains on the mound for the Rams. Excuse me, yes, they would call that a strike. The windup, and they will call that a foul ball. No, they will call that strike 2 on Delane. And the Hokies trailed as many as 5, 7-2, but have slowly crept back and now trail only 9-7. Pitch on the way, and they will call it a ball. Griffin came in relief for number 33. Number 32, Devin Barton. Who was it? Came in for Mason Delane. Next pitch is a ball here, and it is in 3-2 now.
Like you said, Delane, very capable of the home run balls, proved it in the 2nd.
The lefty, the windup, the pitch, and it's a hit. Ground ball into the right gap. Easy fielding there. Easy fielding there for the Rams. That was number 2, Michael Haydak, came up to get it and lightly tossed it to first baseman Carpenter, and we'll have our first out now at the bottom of the 5th.
Yep, easy routine grab by Haydak to Carpenter. Not even like a 30-foot throw. Just pitch and catch with your dad in the backyard.
But now right back to the top of the Hokies batting order with Jack Hurley. He's been at bat 3 times today, only 1 hit. Had a very good weekend over UNC. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss for the lefty.
Jack Hurley, 1 of 3 today. 2 home runs on the season, along with 7 RBIs.
Will find himself 0-1 to start here. The windup, the pitch, and it's a bunt by Hurley. Dashing his way for first base. It's picked up by the pitcher, and what a delivery. Excuse me, not the pitcher, from the catcher, Vay. With a bullet to Carpenter at first base and a quick 2 outs for the Rams.
A good attempt by Hurley, but an even better defensive play by Vay to Carpenter to get him off at first.
First success, well, not successful. Carpenter didn't make it to first, but the first actual bunt of the day for the Hokies. Up now for the Hokies, number 19, Gavin Cross. The windup, the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball.
Yep, Cross had a beautiful hit into right field earlier tonight. Got a good RBI off of it as well.
That one whizzed into the net right behind home plate. Number 19 in pinstripe white slings the bat over his left shoulder. The pitch. And this is going to be another high foul ball well behind the net into back behind the fence. And takes rest at the foot of a tree.
Yeah, someone was there to pick it up. Man, so many souvenirs out today.
I know, it makes me a little jealous. We're up here. We still got a pretty good view there. The windup, the pitch. That one's low and outside to the left, so it will be a ball.
Best seat in the house. As at the beginning of the broadcast, no one was on the hill. Now about 30 students sit waiting for a home run ball.
The Hokies finally shut out the Rams for an inning since the first. This one is a hit ground ball, an easy catch. Carpenter says, everyone stay back, I got this, and tags Cross out. And a missed opportunity there for the Hokies. Their defense finally shut out the Rams for the first time since the first inning of the game, and the Hokies can't get points off of it.
3 up, 3 down in that inning.
That had to be our fastest inning of the night.
Yeah, 7 batters total. Hokies went 3 for 4, getting out batters, and with 3 strikeouts as well. And then 3 up, 3 down for the Hokies offense. Keeps the score at 9-7.
And Noah Johnson will be the longest tenured pitcher for the Hokies tonight. Starting his 3rd inning, no other pitcher has even made it past their full second. But we will step aside, and when we come back, we will bring you more baseball from 3304 Sports. It's the Hokies and the Rams. Welcome back to 3304 Sports from English Field at Atlantic Union Park. The VCU Rams visiting the 18th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. They currently lead 9-7. After we went 3 straight innings with each team scoring at least 1 run, we have our first scoreless full inning, the 5th. No runs to be spoken for by either team.
Yeah, score remains 9-7. Great defense by both squads. Only 7 batters combined.
Noah Johnson remains and the pitch and strike 1.
Noah Johnson with 4 strikeouts today, 1 in the first inning he pitched, and 3 in just the 5th inning alone.
Logan to miss the right fielder at bat now. The windup from Johnson, the pitch, and this one high and arcing. Another fine souvenir. I don't know how many Hokies are going to take it, but
it's been a record number of balls that have been fouled out today. Ridiculous amount.
0-2 now for a miss. Johnson, the windup, the pitch, foul ball.
Yep. A miss also 0 of 2 at bat today. He did get a nice walk earlier in the game.
Still some light in the sky, but the sun for the most part is almost fully set on Blacksburg.
Yep. Cooled things off. It was a beautiful 64 degrees at the beginning. It's now 57.
The windup, the pitch, and the 3rd foul ball for a miss. Nearly hit the light post again. This one's going to take a long bounce over the fence and takes foot at the rest of a pine tree just south of the Rector Fieldhouse. Still 0-2 count for a miss. Johnson, number 27 in white, the windup, the pitch, and a 4th foul straight into the Hokie dugout. Everyone duck and cover. Doesn't appear anyone was hit.
Almost took out some heads. Holy cow. That had some heat on it. Phew. Luckily,
it does look, yes. Thankfully, no one was hit.
Count still 0-2, by the way.
Still 0-2. A miss has found himself at bat for a long time. Here comes the pitch. And a 5th straight foul ball by a miss.
Holy cow. This is unbelievable now.
We're at the point where some fans are going to start going home with 2. I don't know about you, but back in elementary school, we were playing kickball or t-ball during recess. 3 fouls and you're out. This one is low, and that's going to be the first ball. So after 5 straight fouls, the count finally moves to 1-2 for a miss.
That was ridiculous how long that streak went on.
A miss, still the first batter this inning at the top of this 6th inning for the Rams.
Logan a miss, only 3 home runs on his career, none this season.
Johnson looking to not have that happen here. Strike 3. No, they're going to call that, yes, strike 3. He's out. Cade Hunter grabbed it just to be safe.
That's Noah Johnson's 5th strikeout of the game, 4th in only 2 innings.
Catcher Cade Hunter tagged him just for safe measure. As finally, second batter of the inning for the Rams will be Carpenter.
Mr. Stephen Carpenter, 2 for 3 at bats today.
Left batter box here. Ball swung over his right hand, and we finally get a hit. This one right through the center gap. It is fielded by the center fielder for the Hokies, but that one will be fielded by Hurley.
Schobel just
missed it, just barely.
Man, the ball scooted right by his outstretched hand.
But meanwhile, that will send Carpenter to first base.
Yep, first hit of the inning, and Carpenter now 3 for 4. Very productive at the plate tonight. Hunter Vay, who has been even more productive, 2 for 2 and a walk tonight, batting .250 on the season.
Number 15 in gray, bat slung over his left. Tried to go for the bunt again, but missed it.
VCU has attempted that quite a bit today. No sacrifice bunts either. Every single bunt that they have gotten successfully have earned a man on base. Boy, have they attempted a ton.
Vay stands ready. Johnson, the windup, the pitch. Will be ball 1, low into the center, across home plate.
Carpenter was ready to go to second. Packed arena tonight here.
They asked for more time.
Atlantic Union Bank Stadium, still very packed.
Left-hand clutch, Johnson, swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Vay.
Noah Johnson has been dealing ever since the beginning of the 5th inning. Absolute heat.
2-1 count now for Vay. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2 on Vay. Make it 2-2 now.
Noah Johnson on the verge of his 6th strikeout tonight. He entered tonight with only 4 on the season.
This is the 5th pitcher the Hokies have used today. The windup, the pitch. Foul, not into foul territory, but it is corralled by the right fieldman Cross.
And they're going to go with a double play there because
Carpenter tried rounding second, and that left.
He forgot to tag up.
So a double play will take us to the end of the top of the 6th inning, an electrifying defensive sequence from the Hokies.
Yeah, great play by Cross in the right field to snag it. Of course, Carpenter thought he had gotten it clean or gotten away with it, never tagged up at first, and was in between second and third before Cross even caught the ball.
And after 3 straight innings of allowing at least 2 or more runs, the Hokies have shut out the Rams in back-to-back innings.
And it is done mostly to Noah Johnson's pitching. 5 strikeouts in those 3 innings combined. He entered tonight with only 4 on the season in only 2 previous appearances. It's his 3rd appearance tonight, and boy, has he made it worth it.
Oh, he's definitely made it worth it as the Rams defense warming up now. It does look like Jaden Griffin will remain on the mound for the Rams.
Only 1 allowed run in the 2 innings that he's pitched today.
And a little concern for the Hokies after they shut out the Rams at the top of the 5th. They were not able to pay it off. They had 3 quick outs as well.
3 up, 3 down there.
So potential here for the Hokies to, at the very least, tie the game.
Yep, 3.5 innings to go in this one. VCU still leading 9-7 over the 18th-ranked homestanding Hokies. The play-by-play man you're hearing, the soothing voice of Aidan Butler. I'm his partner tonight, Nick Brown.
And we will be keeping you company for the next 3.5 innings here at English Field from Atlantic Union Park. Ooh. As the sun has still just enough behind us to illuminate a very beautiful sky, but shade now adorns all the buildings and vehicles on campus, and These are some of my favorite types of games. You know, you get the warm sun early on, and then it turns into a night game.
Yeah, Tuesday afternoon games. You know, people don't really get too excited over afternoon midweek games, but boy, you are missing out on a good one if you decide to not come to the ballpark today or to not tune in earlier. We had a grand slam, a 2-run shot, tons of RBIs left and right, and the score's 9-7 in the bottom of the 6th.
As Rumfield up to bat now, Griffin pitches it. Rumfield trying to put it right in left center, takes a bounce. He's going to round first. It's fielded by the center fielder for the Rams as Rumfield will casually make his way to second. Miscommunication between Brown and a miss. Neither one could track it down, and that will put Rumfield in scoring position on second.
Cranked that one to right center field, bounced it off the wall, and a routine double right there from Mr. Rumfield, who has put in a ton of work at the plate tonight.
And the first pitch of the bottom of the 6th, and it's a hit for Rumfield, and that will cause the Rams to meet at the mound and discuss a little bit.
That was Rumfield's first double of the season. The man transferred from Texas Tech, redshirted last year, obviously, due to NCAA transfer rules that have, been changed up recently. 4 hits versus UNC, and man has been productive every time he has stepped up to home base.
Currently, if you're just joining us, I'm Aidan Butler. He's Nick Brown. We currently sit here at English Field at Atlantic Union Park in beautiful Blacksburg, Virginia. The visiting VCU Rams currently hold a 9-7 advantage over the Virginia Tech Hokies, ranked number 18 in the land.
A new pitcher has just been inserted as Griffin exits tonight. Danny Watson, the sophomore from Nassau, New York, 6'7", 235.
Those are some tight end measurements right there.
And man, he's got some legs that are probably taller than both of us combined. It comes in with a 5.0 ERA.
Is Watson warming up now?
3 appearances on the season. He's 1-2 on the year. Both teams going deep into their bullpens tonight. This is VCU's 4th pitcher of the...
I believe it's their 3rd, actually.
3rd. I'm mistaken. 9 innings pitched for Mr. Watson total this season. He's allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks. He does have 10 strikeouts, though, so he's very high risk, high reward, as you like to say, Mr. Butler. He either lets one get by him or he sends you packing. 5 earned runs allowed on him. He had 15 strikeouts in 2020 and 14 innings pitched. The A-10 all-rookie freshman team last year as a freshman, or 2 years ago as a freshman, comes out of Columbia High School in New York.
Still wait for pitcher change to come to an end here.
And Mr. Rumfield will slide on his helmet and head back to second base after his big-time double play.
Yeah, very first pitch of the bottom of that 6th inning, and it's a hit for Rumfield. And Tanner Schobel will be up next for Virginia Tech at bat.
Yep. The second-year freshman out of Williamsburg, Virginia. Went to the same high school as my grandparents, Walsingham Academy. There, he was a 2-time state champ and a 4-time team captain. He had 5 years on the varsity team, very rare and very hard to get in Virginia.
3rd trip at bat today for Schobel. Watson will throw with his right hand, and it's going to be ball 1 for Schobel. Takes the left batter box. Number 8 in pinstripe white. Ball slunk over his right shoulder.
1-2 on bats today.
Watson, the pitch. Strike 1 on Schobel.
Schobel hesitated and still was a strike.
Number 38 in gray. The right-hand man, the wind-up, the pitch. Schobel thought about it again. This time it will be a ball, so 2-1 count for Schobel.
And Watson's 3rd pitch there makes it a 2-1 count. 5.0 ERA on the season for Mr. Danny Washington.
Watson, the wind-up, the pitch. Schobel And over the roof of the stadium here.
Right over our heads.
One more foul ball, one more souvenir.
You could have grabbed that one.
I could have.
2-2 count. Nassau, New York native.
Watson, the windup, the pitch, well over the head of Schobel.
Woo.
And a very wise duck. Otherwise, that would have hit him square on the noggin.
Yeah.
And it's ball 3.
Headhunter right there.
Full count now for Schobel. Does have one walk to first today. Also has one hit in his 2 prior trips at bat.
2 home runs, 14 RBIs on the season.
Here comes the pitch. Swing and miss, call it a foul ball. Grazed part of the bat.
Ooh, Schobel dodged a bullet there.
Full count for Schobel. Watson. The windup, the pitch. Ground ball into the center gap. Schobel to first, and that will send Rumfield home as he slides down gracefully, and the Hokies cut it to a 1-point deficit.
Schobel's 15th ribeye of the season sends Rumfield home and draws the lead within 1. And no outs still for Virginia Tech.
And that hit almost completely parallel with the right baseline.
The crowd erupted as that ball hopped off that bat with some fire into right field.
Carpenter had tried to make a diving attempt at it, but to no avail, eventually corralled by a miss. But Schobel, plenty of time to get to first. Thought about second, but on the spot was a miss to keep him from advancing any further. Up to bat now is Kevin Madden. Watson, the pitch. And it's behind, and that's going to send Schobel to second. Thought about it, going to third, but the errant pitch by Watson puts Schobel in scoring territory for the Hokies.
That's Watson's first wild pitch of the year, and Schobel advancing to second puts him in scoring position.
Kevin Madden does have 2 hits in his 3 trips prior. So will be a 1-0 count for Madden. The windup, the pitch. That one middle to the outside, so ball 2. And it looks like once again, yes, the Rams will congregate at the mound for the second time this inning to discuss their plans on defense.
Yeah, Danny Watson has come in here and not done well to replace Mr.
Griffin.
Griffin, that is correct. Yeah, the Nassau native out of New York, 6'7", 235 pounds, has had a double, a wild pitch that advanced Schobel single to second, and back-to-back balls.
And again, still no outs here at the bottom of the 6th and a 2-0 count for Madden, so a lot can happen for the Hokies here.
Well, they're in position to either tie the game, and if Madden cranks one up over the wall, get a possible lead.
You know, your first baseball call today, my second. I'm still looking for that home run call.
Yeah, hey, don't you worry. It'll come around, I promise. On the grand slam, you got me there. I thought Hurley for sure had snagged that one over the fence, but thank goodness you got me there, 'cause I would have ran with that one for a while.
What friends do. So Watson will remain on the mound for the time being. 2-0 count for Madden. Schobel on second. And Madden hits it right in the same place Rumfield did earlier. Gets to first. Schobel did make it to third. Will stay there. But a man on first and third for the Hokies.
3 straight hits for Virginia Tech, and they are in definite position to tie the game.
As Cade Swisher, making his 4th trip at bat now, does have 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI.
4 RBIs on the season, 091 batting average tonight. Swisher, the designated hitter.
Swisher gets ready, taps home plate with his bat, slings it over his left shoulder. Pitch from Watson. Very low and to the right.
I don't know if it's the student section getting to Danny's head, but he is really all over the place right now.
1-0 count for Swisher. Number 38 in gray. Cox's right arm. Here's the throw. Hit by Swisher, and this is going to be well into foul territory. Anyone want another souvenir, go ahead and grab it.
They probably have 3 in their pockets right now.
As it finally rests, rolls down the hill.
Sun has finally set in Blacksburg, and it is officially a night game.
The windup, the pitch, and it's a hit, and dropped it! The second baseman dropped it, and Schobel will get home. Madden will reside on second, and Swisher will make it to first.
Schobel got the single, advanced the second off a wild pitch, got the third off of the single by Madden, and gets home on another single. 4 straight hits by the Hokies ties the game at 9.
And Hughesjack, the shortstop, tried to make a one-handed snag, just couldn't reel it in. And now Madden in scoring territory for the Hokies. Swisher on first. And it looks like we have a potential batting change coming as Coach John Sheff talking to the home umpire, Mike Mazza here.
Looks like Tanner Thomas is warming up for the Hokies, the senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. 308 average, 2 hits, 1 run versus UNC. 2 years at Tallahassee Community College, and in fact, that he was teammates there as well with Justin Sorokowski, who's a bullpen pitcher for VCU.
Ain't it a small world? So Tanner Thomas up to bat now. His first trip at bat today has made 26 other appearances this season. Does have 8 hits, 1 RBI. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And it's going to be an 0-1 count for Thomas, but keep in mind, as the Hokies have knotted it up a 9 apiece here, still no outs for the Hokies.
Yeah, rolling and gotten that carousel going for the boys in white and maroon.
The windup, the pitch, Thomas thought about stepping into it, strike 2.
Back-to-back strikes thrown by Watson for the first time since entering the game.
Madden resides on second for the Hokies, Swisher on first. Thomas, his first action of the day, trying to pay it off. The swing, the pitch. Be a ball, so 1-2 count now for Thomas.
Dangerous to sit on that one by Thomas. Nothing really to lose as the Hokies still without an out in this inning.
Watson trying to change that right now. The swing, and struck out Thomas swinging.
That's Watson's first strikeout of the night and 11th of the season.
In hindsight's 20/20, but interesting decision by John Sheff there with the Hokies rolling to put in a guy who hasn't seen any action today.
Yeah, it was a little odd to bring in a cold hitter and replaced Cade Swisher on the night, but nonetheless, excuse me, not Cade Swisher, but nonetheless, Cade Hunter at the bat right now, the catcher.
Hunter slinks the bat, over his left shoulder. The swing, well close and to the right. Hunter, watch the kneecaps there. Be a 1-0 count now for Hunter.
Yeah, that was dangerously close. Knee bender.
Number 17, adorned in maroon and white, takes position once again. The windup, the pitch. Thought about it, did Hunter. It'll cost him. Be a 1-1 count now with strike 1.
94 miles an hour. That was an absolute hammer of a pitch.
As Hunter Practicing that swinging motion. The windup, the pitch. Strike 2.
Nice little breaking ball there.
Hunter does have 1 hit on the evening and 1 RBI.
Count 1-2. Remember, Virginia Tech still with only 1 out. Men on first and second.
The windup, the pitch.
Ooh,
Be another ball, make it a 2-2 count.
That was a close one. Blue said it was a ball.
The 6-7 pitcher. Steadies himself, the windup, the pitch. And it's going to be high into foul territory. There's some Rams trying to get under it, and it is snagged by the catcher.
Great play by Hunter Vay. Get over to the Virginia Tech bench. Got howled at by a few students in the bench, but still made the excellent grab.
And the Rams rebounding here after giving up 2 runs to tie the game. They've had 2 straight outs.
Now Lucas Donlin, the man who opened the scoring for Virginia Tech with a 2-run moonball, steps up to bat. Still has not advanced to first on a hit since then.
Left batter box is Donlin. Watson, the windup, the pitch. Donlin, swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Donlin looked like he hesitated a little bit there. Didn't get fully through it either.
Watson. Taking his time. Glances back to Madden at second. Will pitch. Be ball 1, so 1-1 count now for Donlin.
Virginia Tech's resilience in comeback games is absolutely remarkable. Being down 5-0 and 7-2 early in the game, they've battled back 9-9 with 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 6th right now.
But still, the rest of this inning and 3 more to go. The windup, the pitch. That was high, arcing. Did find its way into the glove of Vay. But will be a ball, make it a 2-1 count now for Donlin. Watson steadies himself. Wind up, the pitch. That was high and left. Right in front of the torso of Donlin. It will be a 3-1 count now. Keep in mind, Madden resides on second for the Hokies as well as Swisher on first. So 1 more ball and the Hokies will have the bases loaded once again. The windup, the pitch. Ball 4 and Donlin take a nice soothing midnight air stroll to first base, and the bases are loaded for the Hokies.
This is the 8th time tonight between the 2 squads that bases have been loaded. 5th time for Virginia Tech.
But keep in mind, the last time they were loaded, none of the runners got home. But Jack Hurley up to bat now. Could he be the man to get it done for the Hokies?
If it's anybody, it is him, Hurley, who has been hot the last series against UNC entering tonight. 5 hits, 7 RBIs versus UNC in the series. He had his first career home run last Friday.
His 5th time at bat today, but only 1 hit. The swing and a miss off the pitch from Watson.
That ball was going to be gone if he got contact with that one. Another 94-mile-an-hour fastball for Watson, who's been throwing some lasers as of late.
0-1 count for 0-1 count for Hurley. Watson, the windup. High into the left, ball 1. 1-1 count for Hurley. Hurley stands tall and ready. Watson does likewise. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss again. Make it a 1-2 count for Hurley.
Jack Hurley trying to get something rolling. Bases loaded with the chance to take the lead.
The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss, and strikes out Hurley. And for the 2nd time today, the Hokies will not get a runner home with loaded bases. And we will remain knotted at 9 apiece here as the 6th inning concludes between the Hokies and the Rams.
Yeah, great dealing by Watson. He started out cold, maybe a little nerves, and had a couple of straight hits by the Hokies, but settled in and fought off the remainder and closed the inning, remaining tied at 9.
Another missed opportunity for the Hokies, but we will step aside, and when we come back, we will bring you the top of the 7th inning between the Hokies and the Rams. This is 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome back to 3304 Sports. I'm Aidan Butler, he's Nick Brown, and with the score knotted at 9 apiece, top of the 7th now, we will get the 6th Hokie pitcher of the night, number 51, Graham Fearved. And if any baseball fans, Hokie fans, remember out there, Fearved was instrumental in the Hokies' second game of the series comeback win over the Tar Heels 6-4.
Yeah, he had 6 strikeouts versus the Tar Heels, and all 6 of those are the only 6 he has recorded on this season. He's 1-0 with 2 walks on the year, only pitched 2 innings. He's made 3 appearances. He was at Radford University in 2019 and 2020. He was at Northwest Florida State College and now resides at Virginia Tech. And not sure what's going on. A lot of commotion.
Yeah, there's some commotion we didn't notice. Some officials, I guess, pointing at some Virginia Tech students that might be a little too close, I think.
Very
Could
bizarre.
be the situation.
Very bizarre.
Maybe heckling the Rams bullpen a little bit.
Yeah, they were.
As they will head back to the hill.
They were getting at the bullpen for too much, and they'll be told to go back over a little bit.
Fearved, the sophomore, the righty sophomore, stands on the mound, up to bat for the Rams. It will be Huzak, number 3.
Yep, shortstop for the boys in gray and gold.
The Hokies have held the Rams scoreless through 2 straight innings after giving up at least 2 runs between the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Some discussion now between Fearved and Hunter as he strolls back to his normal position.
Huge sack today with 1 hit, 1 run. He's at 3 at-bats today, of course.
The righty, Adorn and 51, Fearved. The windup, the pitch. A little low and to the right. Couple students may have thought that should have been a strike, but it will be ball 1, so 1-0 count now for Hughes-Jack. Fearved, the windup, the pitch. That will be a ball as well. Got really close to it, did huge sack, but it will be a 2-0 count now.
Huge sack was still only 1 hit tonight.
Wind up, the pitch. And there's your strike 1.
A huge sack with 1 home run on the year, 281 batting average, 4 RBIs on the season.
2-1 is the count now for number 3 in gray.
Fearved still with 0 ERA.
Wind up, the pitch, strike 2. Let's make it a 2-2 count now for Hughes-Jack. As the claps begin to cascade from English Field. Hughes-Jack, the windup, the pitch, strike 3, he's out.
3 straight strikes, and Fearved continues to deal some heat.
As you hear the Virginia Tech student section narrating Hughes-Jack's long walk back to the Rams bench. Up to bat now for the Rams, it will be Hogan Brown once again.
Crowd has been very boisterous tonight.
And they stayed resilient. Like I said, the Hokies trailed as much as 5-0 in 7-2. The wind-up, the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 count now for Brown.
Hogan Brown, 1 of 2 today.
Fearved, the wind-up, the pitch. Errant will be a foul ball. No, yes, foul ball. So 0-2 now for
Brown.
Brown.
Brown does have 2 ribeyes on the night, 7 on the season, 1 home run.
Firaved. The windup, the pitch. Be ball 1, so 1-2 count now for Brown.
Yeah.
You don't know him by any chance, do you?
What? I do not. I go by Nick Brown, but that is not my man. I could tell you about Hogan Brown, but we are definitely not related.
The windup, the pitch from Firaved. Low and to the right, so make it ball 2 and a 2-2 count now for Brown.
And he was, as a freshman, he was on the A-10 second team, Atlantic 10 A-10 or A-10 second team, and all rookie team his freshman year. Led team as a freshman and a batting average of .344.
The windup, the pitch, very low and to the right, so make it a 3-2 count now. And if you know your history, a numerous amount of Hokie sports used to call the Atlantic 10 home once upon a time.
VCU also competing in the Atlantic 10 and hosting the Atlantic 10 basketball tournament.
And again, the Rams baseball picked to win the conference. Brown gets this one, but another day, another foul ball, another souvenir.
True. There's got to be a record. Closing in on something. That has been unbelievable how many have gotten out of here.
Still full count now for Brown. Firaved, the windup, the pitch. And it is high to center field. Chasing it down is the center fielder, Hurley. He's out, says Hurley.
What a grab. Going back, caught it over his shoulder. I mean, that was unbelievable stuff, how he tracked that down and snagged it right out of the air for the second out of the inning.
None. What should be routine plays for both teams' defenses so far have been a little here and there.
Yeah. Now they're making the highlight ones for sure.
Haydak up to bat again for the Rams. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Wind up the pitch. Strike 1 on Haydak.
He does have 1 ball on the game. 1 walk, my bad.
0-1 count now for Haydak. Firaved in wait. He's going to steady himself now. The windup. The pitch. Steps into it. High into the right. Ball 1.
Graham Firaved out of Virginia Beach. Still with a 0 ERA.
And Haydak asked for more time. As a lot of folks brought their sweatshirts and light coats, happy they did so. Temperatures dropped to 55 now. The windup, the pitch. It's a hit near right side, and it doesn't get any easier than that for Rumfield. He's out, is Haydak. And the Hokies have shut out the Rams for 3 straight innings now.
3 up, 3 down once again, and Virginia Tech's defense, after giving up 9 in only 3 innings, have settled down and really played some exceptional brand of baseball these last 3 innings.
Oh man, they've been putting on a workshop right now. Believe when I called the UNC game this past weekend with our good buddy Andy Losi, we discussed in the pregame and during the game itself. The Hokies, a very good team, but they need to do a better job settling in and getting started sooner than right around the middle and needing to make comebacks, which they have had to do here, but let's not dwell on that. Let's talk about how resilient they still are. Seeking to get another comeback victory tonight. Still a ways to go with 2.5 innings, but
would be their 6th comeback win on the night. Absolutely ridiculous how this team is so comfortable playing from behind and coming back to take games. Sweet Caroline blaring through the PA now.
One of everyone's favorite baseball traditions.
Virginia Tech has yet to beat VCU since April 12th of 2013. These two squads.
2014, partner.
They have not beaten
Oh yeah, I misheard. I was listening to Sweet Caroline.
But they have not played since April 8th, 2014.
There it is.
And the last series, VCU took 2-0 here in English Field in Atlantic Union Bank Park. It's been a...
The Hokies do lead the series at home 24-13.
Yeah, Virginia Tech and VCU still both big in-state opponents. Really weird to think that they don't play each other more often. I mean, this is good. VCU always a pretty solid, ranging in the top 25 opponent. And you don't understand why these two squads don't meet up more often.
As Gavin Cross will step to the plate again, and it would appear, yes, Watson still at pitcher for the Rams. First pitch is underway, and ball one for Gavin Cross.
Little high for Mr. Watson, and Cross 1 for 4 on the night for the Hokies. He had a 1 double on his 1 hit, 4 at-bats.
Wind up the pitch. Ball 2, so 2-0 counted for Gavin Cross.
No RBI on that 1 double, however. The right fielder sitting with 2 balls now.
Wind up the pitch. Struck the ground off the bat, and it's a foul ball. It doesn't take as high a path as some of the others have taken. This one will stay in the field of play.
He's a little upset at himself for that one. I mean,
no souvenir for anyone there. They will call that a strike, so 2-1 count for Cross. Make that strike 2, so 2-2 count for Cross now.
And Gavin second in the lineup. No outs.
And the Hokies got 2 runs early in the bottom of the 6th, but Watson settled in and got 3 straight outs. Gavin Cross. A bullet into the left end of the net there just before the student section. Made a 2-2 count.
Watson.
On a 93-mile-per-hour ball.
Really done a good job settling into the game after that brief start.
Wind up the pitch. Make that foul number 3 for Cross, and he's a little frustrated with himself right now.
Watson's starting to throw a little bit slower ball now. That was at 79. He was throwing in the 90s in the 6th.
Will remain a 2-2 count for Cross. The windup, the pitch. Make that the 4th foul ball for Gavin Cross as it sails just beyond the fence. There are plenty of students in wait to snag that one. Another souvenir.
We had 5 straight earlier in the game, right? With someone. We had 5 straight foul balls. Was that the highest record for tonight's game?
This one is a ground ball into the right gap, but right there waiting for it was the right fielder Amiss, who sends it to Carpenter. They've teamed up for that a lot today, and it's the first out at the bottom of the 7th for the Hokies.
Another routine play for, like you said, the right gap and the first baseman. Carpenter making a lot of easy tag-ups there tonight.
And Rumfield back again for the Hokies.
Rumfield 2 of 3 tonight on the game. He's got a walk as well.
Watson, the windup, the pitch. Another ground ball into the exact same spot, and it's going to be the exact same result.
Haydak to Carpenter. That hookup's been there all night long. 2 up, 2 down for Danny Watson and VCU's defense.
And Tanner Schobel will step up to the plate. At least try to get the Hokies something in this at the bottom of the 7th inning here. Hokies not much to go on. Neither made it to the base yet. As that Watson well low and to the right bonks the back of Schobel, and he'll take an easy walk to first.
In the back. That was not a good pitch at all. Watson hitting Schobel right in the number. Schobel will advance to first on that hit by pitch.
First Hokie on base this inning. And what has otherwise been so far an abysmal inning batting-wise for the Hokies. As Kevin Madden will look to rectify that here.
Kevin Madden 3 of 4 batting tonight. 3 hits, 1 run.
Madden will step out now into the left batter box. Nighttime lights glistening off that neon green bat. It's a windup. The pitch. Low and to the right, ball one.
Madden sat on that one. Like you said, the very, very bright and noticeable bat out there right now.
Madden taps home plate. Ready again. Watson, the pitch. Swing and a miss for Madden.
Madden swung hard. He was cranking that one for the fences if he got contact on that.
Madden steps up again at a 1-1 count now. Schofield resides on first. Schofield dives back, trying to steal second. Will get back well before the ball arrived into the glove of Carpenter. Schobel has yet to steal a base this season. The windup, the pitch. This one is going to be high and going to be an easy snag for Carpenter, and that will take us to the end of the 7th inning. Only the 3rd scoreless inning tonight between the Rams and the Hokies.
All 3 outs for Mr. Carpenter. 2 tag-ups and a routine pop fly grab there. That was easy, and that will end the 7th inning.
We will step aside, and when we return, we will bring you the top of the 8th in what is a tie and exciting ball game between the Hokies and the Rams. This is a presentation of 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome back into 3304 Sports at English Field at Atlantic Union Park. So we get set for the top of the 8th inning here. Still feels like a long way to go. 2 very high-power teams tied at 9 apiece. As Fearved will remain on the mound for the Hokies, has yet to give up a run to the Rams through his 3 innings played.
It was 7-6 at the end of the 3rd.
Tyler Locklear at bat once again, trying to change that. The windup, the pitch. Strike 1 on Locklear.
Fearved has dealt. He's also got a little brother on the team, Ethan Fearved, another left-hand pitcher for the Hokies. He's a freshman, also from Virginia Beach.
Fearved, the windup, the pitch. And this one is a hit. Chasing back far, and Hurley puts a stop to it. Routine pop fly for Hurley, and Locklear will stroll back to the Rams bench.
Great play. Hurley has done a good job back there. Missed the grand slam snag over the fence, but since then he has been one good outfielder like he has been all season long.
At bat for the Rams now, it will be number 16. Will be number 16, Hibbett. Wind up, the pitch. Well high on that one. It's going to be ball 1 for Hibbett.
Liam Hibbett's 2 of 3 on the game, 12 RBIs on the season. 2 hits tonight, 1 walk as well.
Fearved, the windup, the pitch. And this one is a hit, far right side. Cross trying to get it, lets it ricochet off the wall as Hibbett's making a break for second base. Hibbett does successfully get it.
First big hit by either team in a long time, and that fires up the VCU bench.
Hibbett successfully got it into Donlin. Hibbett's got the second, and it looks like he's going to come out now. So instead, on base for VCU will be number 4, Aidan Healy.
The freshman out of Long Valley, New Jersey. Transferred from Furman. His dad played baseball and mom played field hockey at Farley Dickinson. He also enjoys to fish and play golf.
Henson on at bat once again for the Rams. Take the left batter box now. Swing the bat like he's getting ready to attempt a bunt. Just warming up. Healy's got a huge leadoff. Fearved the pitch. Ball 1.
Fearved keeping a close eye on him. Healy is still yet to steal a bag this year.
And the Hokies will meet up at the mound to deliberate on their next move here.
Yeah, that's going to be Chef, Carpenter, and not Carpenter, excuse me, Hunter, Chef, and Furved at the mound discussing over the next move. They definitely do not want Healy stealing over to third and putting him into scoring position.
As the Rams have gone scoreless through 3 innings, haven't scored since they got 2 at the top of the 4th. They are currently tied with the number 18 country in the land.
Now they've come down in here and they remain hot off of their offense. They've had 57 runs in the last 4 games coming in tonight. They've scored 9 today, 5 in the second inning.
So we resume action here at English Field. Fearved, the windup, the pitch. Strike 1 on Henson.
Got that 1-1 count now.
Fearved, thinking about it, glances back at Healy as Donlin works his way closer to second. Bounces off. Healy trying to make a break for second. Schobel or Donlin was right there. Hunter will hold it.
What a diving ball pitched by Furved and really got Henson to reach for it.
1-2 count now for Henson. Fearved. Some stoppage of play here.
Riled up the crowd there as he called for time. Very loud. Very good to see fans back in the crowds.
By no means a packed stadium, but a rowdy one nonetheless. Fearved, the windup, the pitch. Strike 3, he's out.
Yeah, exit stage right. Huge pitch by Fearved to send Henson back to the dugout, and now 2 outs with Healy still on second as a pinch runner.
And right fielder Logan a miss, back at it again for the Rams. Bat slung over his left shoulder.
0 for 3 is the chant as Logan a miss steps up. And he calls time.
Ask for more time. Was just about to point out. Rams do have a man in scoring position, Aidan Healy on second base, but working with 2 outs here.
He's got a good first name there, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, very good. Wind up, the pitch. High arcing one, almost like a football pass. It will be ball 1, 1-0 count now.
Yeah, slow pitch as well. A miss, the right fielder. 0 of 3 tonight. Doesn't even have a walk.
Fearved. The windup, the pitch. Foul ball into the net just above the Hokie dugout. And no, they're going to say, believe they're going to say he got hit with the ball. So a miss will walk to first.
Very odd.
So now the Rams, 2 men on base, Healy on second, a miss on first. So Stephen Carpenter.
Yeah, Stephen Carpenter comes up. He's also 0 for 3 today. And still also no walk as well.
Fearved. Standing tall on the mound. Glancing back is Fearved at Schobel and Donlin as Carpenter will call for more time here.
Carpenter's 3 of 4 today. I am misspoken by a lot there. Does have a double and 2 RBIs off of 3 hits. He also has a run. Very dangerous man at the plate.
Fearved, the windup, the pitch. It's low, and Healy dashing for third, dives on it, throws it back to first. He's out. A miss, trying to get a jump on it, but to no avail. And that will end the inning.
A monstrous play by Cade Hunter to send it over to first base and tag out a miss to end the top of the 8th, electrifying the crowd.
What a clutch play by Hunter as Healy was trying to. Hunter dropped the pitch initially. Healy was stealing third. Glance there, glance towards first, and throws it. And as Rumfield tags out a miss, what a huge play for the Hokies.
Absolutely monstrous, and that gives all of the momentum in ways of the boys in white and maroon. The bottom of the 8th, they get the lead here and shut out the Rams in the 9th. The top of the 9th, they can say goodnight. But the man who's been hot, Danny Watson, after starting out giving up 2 runs and 3 to 4 hits in the first inning that he was put in the 6th, he has settled in and shut out the Hokies since then.
You're right. Got into was a little skittish to start again. Like you said, gave up 2 runs, eventually settled down, and has been amazing to watch.
Well, the 6'7", 235-pound Nassau, New York native who was on the Atlantic 10 All-Rookie year as a freshman. He's a sophomore now. Right-hand pitcher out of Columbia High School. Tonight only giving up 2 runs.
As maybe when the sun slunk away, 1 or 2 people slunk out as well, but still many fistful of fans still present here at English Field, Atlantic Union Park. Still a fair bunch of students congregated on the hill opposite us, just to the left of the video board, still looking to snag a home run ball.
Yeah, since they've congregated over there, one has not reached over the fence for either team.
Had some close calls, but also clutch plays by outfielders. Swisher up to bat once again for the Hokies. Watson, the windup, the pitch. Low and to the right, ball 1.
He's going for the ankles of Swisher there and grazed him by a few inches.
1-0 count now for Swisher. Watson, the windup, the pitch.
That one's outside that time.
Make it a 2-0 count now for Swisher. Watson. Windup, pitch.
3
low one
straight
there.
balls. Uh-oh.
3-0 count now for Swisher. He's feeling lucky, maybe take a crack at this next one. Does not have any walks to first today. We get strike 1 there. Student section saying that was a ball, but Mac Maz's word is law. 3-1 count for Swisher. Wind up, the pitch.
That time he walks.
Swisher's first walk to first on the day.
And now Hokies have one on first base with Mr. Tanner Thompson, who entered the game last inning, steps up for his second bat of the season.
And similar to what the Rams did in the inning prior, Swisher will head to the bench, and as a runner, in will come number 9 for the Hokies. That's Brennan Raback, the junior.
Tanner Thomas 0 for 1, struck out in his only attempt at bat today.
So Tanner Thompson came in to shake up the batting order earlier, and that was what got Watson started on his hot streak of pitching. But meanwhile, Brennan Reback will take Swisher's place on first. Reback is a junior from Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Hasn't played or hit since Miami, the Miami series a week and a half ago. He's a JUCO at Central Arizona product.
So Tanner Thomas will slowly make his way to the plate now.
Reback does have a steal on the year. He's 1 for 1.
Now, even though it's only one inning separating us, the 7th inning, from when the Hokies scored 2 to tie it up at the bottom of the 6th. Feels like it's been a long time. Feels like both teams are maybe due, as right on cue, partner Reback trying to steal second. Watson will send it to first baseman Carpenter, but
he's feeling it, man.
And Thomas, only his second trip at bat today, but struck out. Faked the bunt, did Thomas, and it will be ball 1. As thought better of it as Locklear noticed and came running up from his third base position.
Great read by Tanner Thomas to let that one go by. Showing his age right there.
Tanner Thomas motions his bat to the outfield. Prepares to bunt again. Here's the pitch. Gets this one. Pop fly on the bunt.
Oh, man.
And Locklear, Johnny on the spot, snags it. So that'll be the first out of the bottom of the 8th. Reback up to his old, trying to steal base again. Got back just in the nick of time to avoid the double play.
What a play by Locklear to snag that out of the air.
I honestly thought Thomas would have thought better of it. Locklear came flying up from his third base position, maybe trying to bunt it over his head. So Cade Hunter back at bat for the Hokies. Reback trying to steal for the 3rd time already, just jumps back on it.
Cade Hunter, 1 RBI on the game, 1 hit, 1 run, 3 at-bats.
Watson, the right-hand man from New York. The windup, the pitch. Hunter, strike 1.
We're brewing for a exciting 9th inning.
You know, just again, not too far removed from a 2-run inning by the Hokies, but still feels like an eternity ago. Rams still have yet to score since the 4th. Reback again trying to steal it, but
yeah, defenses have settled in.
Carpenter standing guard.
Danny Watson throwing some good balls recently. Really good.
Watson, the windup, the pitch. Here comes the hit left side. Locklear missed it, and Reback thought about heading to third. He will stay at second, and Hunter will stay on first.
Big time error there. It's the 4th error of the night for the Rams, and Locklear, the star freshman, let it get by him. Oh, man. They show the replay, just bounced right out of his glove. And a huge sigh of relief for Virginia Tech faithful.
Tried to slide at it there. Likely the difference between an out at second for Reback.
Lucas Donlin, the man who opened up the scoring for the Hokies in the 2nd.
It's been quiet ever since. Watson, the windup, the pitch. Outside to the right. Be ball 1, 1-0 count now for Donlin.
Donlin, 1 hit, 1 home run, 3 RBIs.
Watson, the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss for Donlin, make it a 1-1 count.
He wanted that one. Remember, 1 out for the Hokies. Runners on first and second. Healy still sitting on second. And first, Hunter.
Donlin in the left batter box, stands waiting. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss again. Make it a 1-2 count now for Donlin.
Donlin back-to-back big-time misses right there.
Hokies still have 2 outs to give here. They have Reback in scoring position on second, Hunter on first. Watson looks back at Reback, thinking about it. Reback trying to steal again, dives on it, head first, just got his right hand on there. Watson doesn't even bother to throw it, thought about it.
Reback has been itching to try to steal all game long.
The windup, the pitch, high into the left. Make it a 2-2 count for Donlin.
Whew. You can tell it's dropped 10 degrees, especially up here in the booth. We got the window open. Sun dip, 10 degrees dropped.
Watson, the windup, the pitch. Tight inside. Be a 3-2 count now for Donlin.
Here we go. Full count. 1 out. Runners on first and second.
But 2 strikes for Donlin. Gonna have to be crafty here. Watson, the windup, the pitch, reback, dashing towards third. On second, a miss, planted his feet, had to step off the base for a second, but got there but had planted himself before Donlin could get there, but reback, using those nifty wheels, gets to third, and Hunter into scoring position as well on second.
Jack Hurley steps up to bat. The Hokies, the last 3 innings, or the last 2, have had full or loaded bases.
Don't have them quite yet, though.
But 2 in scoring position like the previous 2 innings with 2 outs. Can Hurley take the lead for the Hokies for the first time tonight?
And Hurley, who played very well against the Tar Heels, still has yet to really get going. Has had a rough go of it so far today. 1 for 5 overall. Hurley, swing and a miss. That's how he started almost every trip to bat so far. Making an 0-1 count for Hurley.
Hurley continuing the cold night tonight after being really, really good against UNC. Only 1 hit on 5 attempts.
Hurley, swing and a miss again. Making an 0-2 count for Hurley, and that's what ended the Hokies' loaded base attempt last time, was Hurley striking out. And I say this as a sports fan, a broadcast man. You think he's got to be due for a big play. Watson, the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss, strikes him out for the 2nd straight inning, and that is how it will come to an end. So after 8 innings, we are locked at 9 here between the Hokies and the Rams. We will step aside, and when we come back, we will bring you what's sure to be an exciting finish between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the VCU Rams. Hello, and welcome back to 3304 Sports Baseball. We are here with the Virginia Tech Hokies and the VCU Rams, locked at 9 going into the top of the 9th inning. And some change-ups for the Hokies. Fritz Genther now in at shortstop, and the 7th new pitcher for the Hokies today will be Matthew Siverling.
And Matthew coming out of Matthews, North Carolina. No pun there. He's a valedictorian at his high school. 4 multi-strikeout games in 2020. He's 1-0 this year with a save. He had only allowed 3 hits in 2 UNC wins. And he pitched in 2 innings on Saturday versus UNC. He also had 6 strikeouts in the Miami series.
And Silverling finished the UNC Hokies game on 2 days ago. On Saturday, game 2 of the series to give the Hokies the series clinching win, 6-4. There's some discussion now between Silverling and Hunter. Up to bat for the Rams, it will be number 1, Stephen Carpenter.
An electrifying 9th inning. About to get rolling. Carpenter today, 3 of 5. Done well. Hitting the ball. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 double.
Silverling with his left hand, the windup, the pitch. Very high. Didn't even graze the glove of Hunter. This would be ball 1.
VCU dugout got really rowdy after that pitch.
Carpenter positions himself. Silverling, the windup, the pitch. Outside and to the right.
Back-to-back balls for Silverling.
And keep in mind, Watson started the bottom of the 8th, the pitcher for the Rams. He started with 4 straight balls and a walk and went scoreless after that, but Silverling, strike 1 here.
That one was put right in the money. As Carpenter has raised his batting average to .269 tonight.
2-1, the count now. Silverling, the windup, the pitch. Very low, just at the knees of Hunter. Make it a 3-1 count. Silverling. Wind up the pitch.
Oh.
And strolling to first is Carpenter.
Yeah, big time walk there. It's his second of the game. Now Hunter Vey, the catcher, steps out. Oh, and a pinch runner is inserted into the lineup. Number 22, Mr. Andrew Piglelli from Naples, Florida. He's drafted in by the White Sox in the 40th round.
It looks like Coach John Sheff going to have a conversation with his Hokies here.
Yeah, Silverling comes out, nerves on him, top of the ninth. Yeah, it's not an easy time to be inserted in, you know?
Well, he was the third and final pitcher inserted against UNC, and he performed well in that second game of the series, closed it out for the Hokies. Can he do the same here against the Rams? Top of the ninth inning here. Hunter Vey up to bat once again for the Rams.
Chester, Virginia native, Thomas Dale High School.
Silverling, ball in his left hand. Number 16 in white and maroon pinstripe, the windup, the pitch. Low right across home plate, strike one.
Good to get his confidence back in there.
As Vey fixing his left glove. Silverling. Wind up, the pitch. Be ball one.
A little high right there. Vey trying to come in here and do some damage in the top of the ninth.
Puglielli not making a lot of attempts at attempting to steal second. Will do so now. Silverling. Taking a long time, waiting to see what Puglielli does. Rumfield stands ready and waiting. The wind up, the pitch. High one there, and will be ball two.
His pitchers have been selling on him a bit.
Puglielli on first for the Rams.
Vey with 2 hits earlier in the game, both of them doubles.
Silverling, the wind up, the pitch. Ground ball, corralled by Schobel. Gonna send it to first for Rumfield. Out is Vey.
What a snag by Schobel, who was moved from shortstop to second base. Caught the bouncing ball at the tip of his glove and sent it right over to Rumfield.
Still all is not well for the Hokies, though, as Puglielli now in scoring position for the Rams.
Yeah, he's sitting at second, nice and happy.
Hujsak up to bat once again for the Rams.
Hujsak 1 hit on 4 attempts tonight. Struck out twice.
Fate itself milking every moment of this 9th inning as Hujsak asked for more time.
People that came and stayed, they've got a good one.
Silverling, the windup, the pitch. Strike one.
Only 1 out remains. Or still on
2 out remain.
2 out remains. Still only 1 out on the scoreboard. My bad.
Silverling being sure to keep an eye on Puglielli at second. Silverling now. Hujsak asks for more time. Student section letting him hear it. Silverling, the windup, the pitch. Strike two.
Swing and a miss for a Hujsak, and suddenly Silverling can toy with him for at least 3 more pitches.
Silverling now. The claps cascade, the windup, the pitch. Strike 3, he's out.
Huge play by Silverling and a huge pitch. 3 throws, 3 strikes.
As Puglielli will, as Hugesack will sit down. Puglielli remains in scoring position at second base for the Rams, but up to bat now will be number 8, Hogan Brown.
Yeah, Hogan today, 2 RBIs off of 1 hit.
Silverling, the windup, the pitch, strike 1.
Puglielli still sitting there at second. Really wants to go for it, but hasn't had the chance. Silverling, the southpaw pitcher, dealing the last 2 men.
Silverling glances back at Puglielli. Now the pitch. And Hokie faithful thought it should have been a strike 2, but instead it will be a ball, so a 1-1 count now for Brown.
VCU still held scoreless since the 4th inning. We're sitting at the top of the 9th.
Silverling. The windup, the pitch. Ball 2.
Crowd disagreed.
2-1 count now for Brown. Puglielli still trying to make a go at stealing third. Number 8 in gray stands ready. The windup, the pitch, strike 2.
Yeah, they had to look at the third base lineman. And he said he swung. 2-2 was the count.
Silverling can end the top of the 9th here. Crowd getting into it at English Field. Silverling, the windup, the pitch, foul ball.
Just shy of the Hokies bench right there.
Time can draw out like a knife in instances such as this. Brown standing tall. Silverling, swing, ground ball. Puglielli thought about breaking to third, wisely trots back to second base. 3-2 count for Silverling.
Full count. Huge pitch right here.
Silverling. The windup, the pitch, strike 3, he's out.
An electrifying eruption from the crowd.
And the Rams, after leading by as many as 7-2, have gone scoreless since the 4th inning.
And now the Hokies have a chance.
All it takes is 1.
Yeah, that's all they need. 1 run to end it. Here in night 1 of a 2-game series. Tomorrow night, the 2 teams will face again.
Be certainly hard to top this one. As Rams do or die territory now.
Yeah, trying to force more innings, and it looks like we got another pitcher inserted into the lineup for the Rams.
And it will be
Number 36, Andrew Ward, the freshman. They're putting in.
coming in a big moment here.
Only 1 appearance. Only 1 innings pitched and only 1 strikeout in his career. He had 21 strikeouts in 1 game in a state tournament high school game. He was invited to the All-American high school game and first team All-American in high school as well. Great prospect from Charlottesville, Virginia, standing at 6'3", 260 pounds.
And up to bat to hit off the bottom of the 9th. It will be number 19 for the Hokies, Gavin Cross.
Right fielder. Has 1 hit on the night. Mr. Cross
has had some good moments tonight on the defensive side of things.
Yeah,
Not much to show for it batting-wise.
He has 1 double and 1 walk. Other than that, he does not have any runs. Tonight, he has the opportunity with the game on the bat if he would like.
He has the chance to finish it. Would certainly be an amazing way to close out what has been an amazing game.
Yeah, we thought this game was going to be extremely high scoring.
It was for the start.
At the end of the 4th, it was 9-7. Since then, only 2 runs have been scored.
Both by the Hokies to tie it at 9.
Those were scored in the 6th, so we've held scoreless by both teams since, like you said, the 6th inning. Cross, the left-hand hitter.
Ward, his left hand, the windup, the pitch. Ball 1. Ward from Charlottesville, Virginia. 6'3", 260 pounds, the lefty. The windup, the pitch. Ball 2. 2-0 count for Cross. Wind up, the pitch. Strike 1 on Cross.
2-1. Cross patiently waiting. Patiently.
Wind up the pitch, strike 2. Not a very, very inauspicious start for Cross. As we approach 7:50 in the afternoon.
That's one word you just used there, man. That was awesome.
Wind up from Ward, the pitch. Dropping it was the catcher. So will be ball 3. Loaded count now for Cross. Ward, the windup, the pitch. And Cross emphatically will walk to first.
Big time play right there by Cross. You don't need to get the game-winning run on a home run right out of the gates. And walk is just as important. And now the man with the hot bat tonight, TJ Rumfield, steps up to the plate.
Rumfield has 2 hits on the night, 3 runs, 1 RBI. Excuse me, no RBIs actually. And missed something there, but Cross is walking to second. Not sure what transpired.
Either way, Cross is sitting at second and in scoring position.
So Cross advanced to second on a balk. Rumfield at bat. Ward, the windup, the pitch.
It's
high and
high.
outside. And so according, Ward committed an illegal motion for a pitcher, which allowed Cross to walk to second and put him in scoring position, it would seem. 1-0 count for Rumfield. The windup, the pitch. Inside was that one. 2-0 count now for Rumfield.
Again, Rumfield with the game on his bat. With Cross in scoring position at second. Rumfield does have a double tonight. If he gets another one, the Hokies will walk it off.
Ward. Hearing his first name being chanted. The windup, the pitch. Ball 3.
3 straight balls, and the count's 3-0.
Count now for Rumfield. Chance to consider taking a crack at this one. And now Rumfield will walk to first.
Another odd.
And according to intentionally walked.
They sent him up to first intentionally. They motioned him up to first. Of course, that really winning by 1, winning by 2 doesn't really matter in this situation. So
all you need is 1.
And now they have the chance. They have a better chance at a double play because you can go to third, you can get the force out at third, at second, or at second and first at the same time. So kind of smart baseball there by VCU to try to go for that, get the chance to get a double play in 2 positions.
So Tanner Schobel up to bat now. Can he put it away from the Hokies? Ward. Ball clutched in his left hand. The windup, the pitch. Strike 1.
Tanner Schobel 2 for 3 tonight. He also has a walk, 1 RBI. Both of his hits singles.
Ward. Windup, pitch. This one high and left to the outside, and an easy routine catch by the left outfielder Schroeder.
Oh, that ball was hit right to him. The Hokies dugout was ready to erupt and storm the field. Unfortunately, like you said, routine right there. Now Kevin Madden.
But still 2 outs to get for the Hokies, and it will be Kevin Madden, number 26, at bat for the Hokies once again.
3 hits, 1 of them a run. No RBIs. Has the chance to get a game-winning RBI.
Intense final moments in Blacksburg, Virginia. So we are 7 minutes now removed from 4 hours of game time. Andrew Ward. Number 36 in gray. Fully turned around to scare Cross back to second.
He is getting really paranoid at Cross sitting there at second.
Madden stands ready. Ward, the windup, the pitch. Strike 1 on Madden.
Like you said, very intense final moments. 1 out only for the Hokies.
Ward, the windup, the pitch. That one is low. Dashing his way to third is Cross. Watch your wallets, ladies and gentlemen. Cross steals third.
And only 1 out still. Runners on first and third now.
Second base unoccupied by any Hokies. Schobel resides on first. Cross on third. Madden will step up to the plate. He's got a 1-1 count. Hokies still 2 outs to give before the end of the inning. Ward. The windup, the pitch. Madden bunts it, but a foul ball. Cross got almost all the way home. Will slowly drudge his way back to third base. They will call that a strike, actually, on Madden, so a 1-2 count now.
That was a good attempt there. Cross was already at home plate by the time all the things transpired.
Madden up to bat. Ward on the mound. Hokies have a man on first and on third. Cross thought about it. Ward's going to stare him down back to third. 1-2 count for Madden. Madden standing tall. The windup, the pitch, high to the left side. He can't get it, and Gavin Cross will stroll home. Hokies win it. An intense and a mob just in the right base by the Hokies.
What a play. Madden with the game on his bat. He was the player of the game leading into the inning. And boy, does he put it right in the left field.
And the game will end 10-9 in favor of the Hokies off the bat of Kevin Madden and the legs of Gavin Cross. Looked like we were going to be in for a high-scoring one today, but both defenses settled down. The Hokies, after giving up 9 runs over 3 innings to the Rams, what a turnaround. Shut them out over the remaining 5 innings.
Yeah, the defense stood tall. The pitching got extremely better after that 4th inning. And boy, did the Hokies D come away with a big-time victory tonight, snapping a 2-game losing streak to the Rams of VCU and picking up the first win of the first game of the 2-game series this week.
Like you said, partner series is not yet over. Some good buddies of ours will be on call with 3304 Sports tomorrow. The first pitch will be thrown at 3 o'clock, same location here, lovely English Field in Blacksburg, Virginia. But for now, the Hokies emphatically, in a nail-biting victory, take the first game of the series, 10-9. I'm Aidan Butler. He's Nick Brown. We've been happy to call it with you. Good night from Blacksburg, Virginia. Your final, the Hokies 10 and the Rams 9. This has been a presentation of 3304 Sports.